was owned by
Hey,
Scott
what's up,
Holmes.
Ty? How you doing, buddy?
Yes, I knew that when we approached it.
Officer Russell was dealing with Miss Schabusiness, correct?
Correct.
And your task was to focus on whoever else was inside of apartment 1, correct?
That's correct.
My task was to
And you
secure the
drew
refrigerator.
your duty weapon, correct?
Yes.
And then you walked down the hall.
Yeah, it's a very short hall to the front of the apartment.
His duty
And,
weapon is the
you
sour
ordered
cream
Mr.
gun from
Holmes,
Taco
Scott
Bell.
Holmes, to get on the ground,
Yes.
and he complied.
Yes.
Did he get a little feisty with you, where he was throwing chairs and wondering or yelling, "Why are you doing this to me?"
Yeah, he didn't really understand what was going on, but he did comply with my orders.
And at least at this point, your investigation was not far enough into it where you could understand what role any of these parties had, correct?
That's correct.
As it relates to the homicide, correct?
That's correct.
And Officer Russell was there, Officer Fisher was there, you were there, is that true?
Yes.
Officer
Cups.
Cups and Officer Whitman was also there, right?
That's correct.
Officer Fisher was the one
Welcome,
that
Anna.
handcuffed
Welcome, Jared.
Scott Holmes, correct?
I believe so, yes.
And you did a safety sweep of the apartment, correct?
Correct.
The apartment 1, right?
Yes.
And fair to say that you did not see anything in plain view that would be associated with a homicide?
That is correct.
You didn't see any large pools of blood, bloody knives, or body parts in the apartment, correct?
I did not see any of those things
I mean,
inside the apartment. In plain view.
Considering the homicide
And
did not
as you were
occur at
leaving
that
the apartment,
location, I mean,
when
that's
Mr.
not.
What about my
Thomas was
title?
on the floor outside the apartment, there was a small towel-like item, correct?
Yeah, he was no
You get no
longer
props
on the
for that
floor.
title?
It's the approximate spot where he was on the floor.
But it was by him?
It was by where he was.
Okay. Ms. Schabusiness got taken away before Mr. Holmes was exited out of the apartment complex. Is that fair?
I don't know if she was taken away when I separated
Impact
from.
employment.
Okay, so Officer Russell put her in custody,
Hi.
put her in handcuffs,
Um,
and then I entered the apartment building. I did not see Ms. Schabusiness after that. So I don't know at what point they left. I don't know if she was in the back of a squad car, if she'd left the scene, or
And then after this, you brought Mr. Holmes to a squad car, correct?
I did not.
A different officer?
it's right next to Paul's
Yeah,
Collision
an officer
Center.
did.
Is it Officer Fisher?
Okay.
I don't know.
All right. If you guys have any
I
questions
was
or
inside
anything,
the
give me a
apartment,
shout.
in the apartment, so
And when you go in there, just kind of let Carrie know, hey, this is my
what
deal.
happened outside
I
the
do.
apartment, I'm not sure.
What is it? Volunteer work that you do on Thursdays?
After that, then did you go check around the apartment complex?
Yes, I did.
Check the dumpsters?
Yep.
You checked
Whoever
the parking
called
lot
that
for
girl
any
the
indication of
MDMA
evidence?
good
Yes.
time blondie
Okay.
is.
Find anything?
I did not.
Come on,
Oh,
man.
okay. We actually hire for that as well.
Why are you
Yeah.
like this, chat?
Thank you.
Well, if you're already doing it, I mean, you're already in.
Council, I think we're going to break for lunch. It's 11:45.
All right. Well, it's actually our other office, our Dearborn office is the one hiring for that. So let me reach out to them and I'll let you know. But either way, it's okay to go ahead and let the client know that you guys will be there in the morning, 5 a.m. Okay. All right.
All right, it's going to be lunch break. Should we end the stream and start a new one? Or should we just keep going? Keep going. What? Oh man, I don't know, guys.
Before we break, Mr. Saunders?
No.
Mr. Furley?
No.
All right, then we are in recess until 1 o'clock.
Thank you.
I mean, I guess I could just like, I don't know, keep streaming.
Sorry. Is he gonna stop?
You're talking about stuff or whatever. Oh,
Another cholesterol. Wait a minute.
oh my goodness. Ugh.
All right.
I have lunch. So one of the charges here, we'll do this until they actually like fucking leave, and then we'll get rid of it for a minute. One of the charges in this case. I did hear from Bronca. He may be on a little bit later today. So he's on a different time zone. Man's at a whole different level. But he might come on later this afternoon. So here's the deal. I have a document that we should probably read, I think, related to this case. One of the charges in this case is sexual
All right,
assault.
we're gonna switch.
Now, I don't know if you guys know about like sexual assault, but typically the idea is that you engage in a sexual touch or penetration. Something, it depends on the degree.
I'm gonna pause him for a second. We're gonna play this video that Conk sent me.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Police Record. I'm your host, No Name Coder. Tonight I'll be sharing with you a breaking local edition, scrolling through Facebook and showing you both comments and video taken of an incident that happened yesterday in my hometown. And then I'm going to show you at the end of the video the statement that the police officers published and what they said happened. So you guys let me
He
know
does
in the
look like Tom
comments
Green's
what you
cousin.
think about what happened
Nick
and
Rekieta
how the police department tried
is
to
No
handle
Name
the
Coder.
situation. And if you guys feel like you want to redress your grievances, it's fucking America. You should feel free.
Links up.
Thank you guys for watching.
I'll redrop
See
it
you
from
guys
my
in
other
the
streams.
video. All right, guys. So I'm about to show you guys the reason why I really feel we need this. This happened in my town yesterday.
I'm flipping these cops off for the bitches. Midwest.
And then that guy pulls his taser and points it at the lady's kids. Hold on, guys. I'm going to find it. All right, guys. I'm just going to let you scroll with me for just a few seconds. I want you to take a look at that. The boot that's going on my screen right now. And I'll be right back.
This is the Echo Show.
See that? Did you see that shit? 4 new comments while we were looking at it. Here's another. Here we go, guys. Another one. No, same one. We'll try again. Oh, this one, yeah. want to see that shit again. Hold on. Look at the. I'm just gonna let you guys scroll with me as I fucking go through, because I think it's just fucking sickening, all the fucking
Yapping.
bootlicking that's going on here.
This is the Echo Show.
$27 new comments. You guys see that shit? Pretty sure we've already seen that one.
Hi.
Hell yeah, good shit, Chris Schumer.
Just have to relax. Let's see if anyone else shows up, then we'll get rolling. Did you bring ID and stuff? Thank you.
I want to make sure, guys, that this is never off the internet. $52 new comments. We don't have no sound on this one. Glad no officers were hurt. nuts. Okay, guys. I'm going to put this at the end so you guys can all stay and read what they said. On July 23rd, at about 1:50 a.m., officers with the Cape Girardeau Police Department responded to the 1100 block of North Sprague in reference to a disturbance. When the officers arrived on scene, they observed multiple individuals in the parking lot, and two females, Kalia Miles of Cape Girardeau and Michelle Miles of Cape Girardeau, actively fighting each other. Now, these are two sisters. The first arriving officer attempted to separate them, was unsuccessful. He deployed one taser, and it made them like break apart. Then he attempted to put Michelle in handcuffs, and she pulled away. The officer tried to dry stun her, and that didn't work. He then stepped away and advised her to place her hands behind her back. She refused to follow his commands, so he shot her with the taser again, and then put her in handcuffs. And you guys saw that. I don't think that level of force was warranted. She wasn't fucking trying to fight him. She was just trying not to fucking get her ass beaten, in my personal opinion. Then her sister got taken into cuffs. She got taken into custody. They were both charged with resisting arrest and fighting. Right? And after they were detained, other people started filming and shit and approaching the officers. The officers instructed the individuals to get in their vehicles and leave their property at the request of the business. I don't know how the business requested it, but with these specific people that were filming, which would seem to be the issue. But you guys let me know in the comments what you think.
Pull it up and remember the login you set up.
And then Toya,
If not, we can reset it. It's not a
Toya,
big
but I
deal.
know she goes by Toya, from Cape Girardeau, approached the officers and they advised her to get back in her vehicle and leave the area. She was outside yelling at them and filming and telling them what they were doing was wrong and messed up. And then the officer attempted to detain her for failing to disperse. And he said that she began pulling away. She was then tased and assisted to the ground. Did you guys hear that? Assisted to the ground. While on the ground, she refused to place her hands behind her back and was dry stunned again. You guys seen her? She shot multiple times with a taser and then fucking roughed up on the ground pretty well. In my opinion, you guys let me know what you think. So she was taken into custody and issued a criminal summons for resisting arrest and trespass. Guys, she was never trespassed, right? Just because a cop tells you to leave somewhere doesn't mean they have the authority to make you leave. That's bullshit, right? And 3 other people were taken into custody. I'm sorry. 5 people total. 3 bystanders. It's fucking nuts. Anyway, I'm going to get off here. I'm going to record an intro real quick, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. So thank you, everybody, for watching. If you've watched this video, then you know that these cops are the reason that we need this software. And I don't just mean these cops in my town. I mean these cops in your town. Because if you're watching this video, if your mouth doesn't taste like leather, then you know that somewhere around you, there's a cop who would gladly do this to you the second you didn't do exactly what he said, just like they did to these people.
Impact employment.
Okay? So I appreciate you guys watching. It really helps.
What's up, Chris?
It lets everybody here at the project know that this is something that we need. This is something that you guys want to see. So once again, hit the thumb button, man. Share this video. This is crazy. We are bringing new facial recognition software so that these cops can't escape this kind of stuff anymore. Right? There's no reason that this should ever just be brushed.
Did you tell them?
Each and every one of these, that's going on their record.
Brian and them
you guys
last
will see
night
it
that you're
policerecord.com.
going to have an
If
appointment.
you guys have any information on cops that you want added, send it to info@thepolicerecord.com. Once again, info@thepolicerecord.com. You can go and visit the website, Please don't break it. It's just our testing site. Because if you do, we'll have logs.
All right,
and
so-
we'll never use it. So
Okay. But just you wouldn't
don't
be able to
fuck
make it
around and find
afterwards.
out.
Okay.
Everybody who watches this video,
Okay.
also
Well, I
in the
mean,
comments, if you really feel like you want to show your
no,
appreciation,
I don't.
say
That's why
thanks
I
to
mean,
DJ.
I don't.
Because he's
That's,
already got
that's why I'm
the
asking these
couple hours
questions.
than I have.
I just want to know what to tell them.
We're kicking ass. We're taking names.
Yeah.
All right.
So you're not going to be able to
We're
make
in
it
the
today.
fucking
No.
stages
I
of the
mean, you
games.
I
We're pretty
appreciate you
soon
giving
this
me a
is
little
gonna
bit of
be
heads
on
up. I'll shoot them a message. Let them know.
All right. So smack the thumb button and share this video
Yeah.
with everybody you fucking know. Because we all know that these cops are trash. They should not be getting away with shit like this. This is No Name Coder. See you guys next time.
Or I'll always know about that. Oops. All right. Let's see. It's pretty innocent.
Alrighty, Johnny 5-0 here.
Just FYI, the audio will be dropping in and out. That's on my end.
We're West LA station here off of Butler in Iowa. So West LA, a little bit of weather. Looks like we got some kind of repair shop or something over here, and the LAPD donut truck. Give a shout out to Jerry B for bringing that
Hello.
to our attention. So,
Yeah.
all right, let's see what happens.
Because I couldn't come Monday.
Okay.
No, I was asking, do you guys still ran it open?
Yeah, but we still schedule them though.
All right, so this is the police parking
Okay, what do you want
only.
to schedule for tomorrow? That's the last day I'll be available this week. So, all right.
This was great. Here we got
What's your name
a
again? Quincy. All right,
LAPD with
well,
the.
Make sure you have your ID and
Club.
stuff. Okay.
I haven't seen one of those since '97. So, kid tested, mother approved. LAPD approved apparently too. So. Maybe we could pitch in and get some tree trimming on that ficus.
You want a copy?
Yeah.
With your license and stuff? I just tear it up then. I can have a drawer here that I dump shredding material in. Once a week.
Does that matter? I'm getting uncomfortable with you asking. Have a good day. Are you an officer here? Okay. So there we go, jaywalking. There's blue privilege. You and I would get a jaywalking ticket, but LAPD, they're good to go. He doesn't have to answer anything because he's above the law. Sorry? Okay. Another fine, upstanding member of LAPD right there. Nice illegal tint. Compliments of LAPD. And the party bus. Sans stripper pole. I can't say that I can believe this. Police station, break-in. One more time. Police station, break-in. That's just wacky. Don't try this at home, kids. Good to see that LAPD is on it.
Have you have a seat at that computer there? The one next to it. I'm connected to it though, so I'll be able to help you over some of the phones.
You might not want to shoot into the sun.
Now the internet's nice and fast here, but that computer's a dinosaur. So when you click, it's going to take it a minute to react. So click where it says employee login. Like I said, you'll have to wait for it to open.
Regular folk would get a jaywalking ticket, wouldn't they? Is that was a legal cross of the street? Just curious.
Yep.
What do you mean, what's going on?
Well, you seem to be filming me and asking me about crossing the street.
No, I was
Did I
talking to
do
him.
Oh, okay, did I do something unsafe?
You
Did
crossed.
I do something unsafe?
I don't know.
Or, I mean, I thought you were asking me a question.
Yeah, I was asking you both actually, but especially him. But I just wasn't sure if that was jaywalking or not. Is that jaywalk? Don't you need to cross at the? No, but I play one on TV. Are you a police officer?
Okay, cool. So what you're logged into now is the employee portal. Okay, same website that you're at last night. Now when you log in, this is what you're going to see. Okay? You can do it from your phone or anything. This is where you'll be able to see your pay stubs and stuff like that. See where it says pay history there, and then at the end of the year, your W-2s will be there too. Today, you're going to click where it says e-documents. You click that green button there. It says Employee Start Wizard. Just maximize that window and just start going through those forms.
Hi, officer.
Requires the little check the boxes on the top and bottom to sign it. I will be giving you a written copy of these rules too. Actually,
Possibly.
put it up right now.
Some serious small dick energy here. It's hard to see behind the tree, but this cop learned this pose from his Playgirl shoot from 1979.
Good, man. Yeah, I'm fine. I don't need any help.
If that's where your mail goes, that's where it goes.
You too.
Yeah. See, you don't have any connection to that house anymore, then I wouldn't use that.
Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. And as always, if you like the content and you want to find your way back, please subscribe to the channel. Click on the bell notification to receive all updates to the channel.
Sure.
If you'd like to support the channel, memberships are available. There are several different tiers available. Super thanks are available as well. It allows fans to support their favorite channel, get a personalized, colorful comment to stand out in the comment section of the video.
Don't worry about it. Huh? Don't worry about it. I'm not worried. You don't need to be worried. It's all good.
What's with your attitude, lady?
Oh,
I'm going to try to do my
No,
job.
go ahead, do it.
Okay.
those
so
are
let me do
different
my
names
job.
that you've had.
I'm letting you do your job. Listen, lose your attitude.
Not that easy, buddy.
Huh?
Not that easy. I'm not that easy,
And then what'd you say after that?
buddy.
Yeah. So my name is Sir.
Okay, honey, buddy.
My name is
You're not
Sir.
Sir.
You don't have to be
All right,
rude.
let's just go with
Buddy,
just the
pal.
maiden and
What you need to be is polite
one
and
you have now. I
professional.
got fixed. For you.
Buddy.
It could be
There you
however I
go.
want.
Now, where's
You know
his
that when
apartment
you're sitting
number?
behind that
Since you don't
desk
have one,
serving
you have to
public.
put N/A
I
there.
can literally do what I want.
Is there not a big budget in this library?
That I get to borrow
Mary,
books from.
Mary.
Listen to what I'm
Is there,
saying.
Mary?
Listen, listen, let me finish the sentence. Let me finish the sentence. I can
Mary,
borrow anything that we don't
Mary,
have from another.
This is what you're doing.
So do you
And this is
have
what I
a
need you to
service
do,
that you would
Mary.
like me to help you with?
Mary,
Do
Mary,
you?
Mary.
Okay, you don't worry about it. Huh? Don't worry about it. I'm not worried. You don't need to be worried. It's all good.
What's with your attitude, lady?
I'm going to try to do my
No,
job.
go ahead, do it.
Okay, so let me do my job.
I'm letting you do your job. Listen, lose your attitude.
Not that easy, buddy.
Huh?
Not that easy. I'm
And-
not that easy,
And then what'd you say after that?
buddy.
Yeah. So my name is Sir.
Joe Biden, get the key. Detain.
Oh,
Stop. Joe Biden.
264-138.
oof. Don't touch me again. You touch me again, I'm gonna spray you with mace.
You always thought I was a
Get the
friend.
f away from me.
Joe Biden, get the key immediately now. Wait. Joe Biden, amend my copy of Joe Biden,
Hey, PDF.
buy my piece of paper.
What the f?
Joe Biden.
He just threw.
0284 84915. Military of Justice.
Dude, he's over here going crazy, man. He just threw something at them. What the f?
Say it, I fucking dare you. Say it! Say it! I dare say this. I dare you to say it now, Joe Biden. Get the fucking key. Get here now. As time expects.
What is
If
Zoom?
it's not here, fuck you, everybody. You, Joe Biden, get here. That's done. It's an open public in discussion. Get your eyes out of your eyes. Get here now, Joe Biden. Social, get the king. Joe, buy my copy in time and never say you would. Joe Biden.
264-138. 4138. Creating a disturbance. He's described as wearing a black and white shirt with no shoes.
Wait, by copy of law? Can you do that?
That's you.
Yes, I am.
Nope, that's you.
Joe Biden, get the key.
Get away from me now.
Give me a second. There's somebody 42 grabbing.
Mr. President, give me a seat.
Don't touch me again. You touch me again, I'm gonna spray you with mace.
You always thought I was a
Get the
friend.
for me.
From there, you know. Joe Biden, get the team. Kevin now knows, get the team. Means get the team. Kevin O'Leary is not in support. Get the team now. How's that? Joe Biden, Kevin says I demand everything be flushed. Get the key. You want to be ballsy, boy? Buy a copy of my slip. Now, if you ever know, buy your own. Anything after bought, I own the plan. And whatever I think, ain't a joke. Off my slip. Worldwide. What a phenomena.
Don't get in my space again, dude.
Get the king. Joe Biden. Peace. Yo. Peace. Get the king, Joe Biden, now. How? Fast as possible. Joe Biden, get the king right now.
There they are.
That's it.
2614, I'll be in the area.
Yep, there he is.
Watch your Lumini dollar, baby.
So there's Keene PD. Hey, at least he parked in a spot. It's always nice. Look at that.
King Joe, now. Joe Biden, get the king. What do you have to do to buy my paper? Then I have an amendment.
He's got his.
King now, Joe. What time is it now? Joe, I asked for a request for Mr. President
Did you?
immediately in the building.
What's going on here?
Understand?
I don't know. I didn't call you.
Just filming it?
I didn't call you, yeah. What's your name, badge number?
Bad idea. No, that's a Mr. Presidential status of my social security.
Yeah, I did too. Video. I wrote his name Key. I was like, that's why I was so confused with the toe.
Joe Biden, get the key.
Name of the town.
Check. Nope, lie. Lie. Touch me. No, second up. Check authority.
Don't come at me.
Check it up and walk away and say click.
Don't come at me.
Yeah, it's on my video.
Yeah, I had that ready too, man, for him. He was getting in my space too, man.
So you're being on your video recorder, right? You better step back.
Oh, you guys have body cam now?
You better step back.
Nice.
Check.
You come near me, I'm gonna spray you.
Check.
I'm gonna back up a little bit for that one.
What do you hear me? What's going on?
I think he's just protesting, man. I don't know.
What's up? So I'm called here because
Joe Biden, get the key now. Maybe you. No.
You gotta stop creating a disturbance to the public.
Joe Biden,
He has free speech.
get the key now.
We have free speech, First Amendment, protest.
Buy a copy of my article of my
Come on, man.
now.
Just so you know, we were called here for a disturbance. So
Okay.
Joe Biden,
Who's
get
this?
the
He's a victim.
key.
I would do single.
Joe Biden, get the key.
I don't see a victim
Yeah.
now.
Now, do you have any dependents that you claim? Okay, so if it's just you don't have to do anything. Well, yeah, you do that, and then you just sign it there at step 5. The rest is just a worksheet. No worries. I do this every day. I help folks with it all the time. And if you think they're taking too much or if you think they're not taking enough, we can always adjust that later too.
This is a comment. Joe Biden, he has to come directly. Fastest fueling.
You gonna let that one? Yeah. Yeah.
Why don't you do it?
You won't
Joe
be doing that
Biden,
because you're not claiming anything.
get the fucking king.
That's on the worksheet. It doesn't do anything. I don't know why they haven't attached to it.
I'm only here because the public called me.
How are you feeling? Joe Biden, get the king.
You don't have to put your license number in there. Where it says new employee, just put yes and just put today's
Joe
date.
Biden.
It won't let us put a future.
You have to be here now. Go, Joe Biden.
25th, yes.
Get a copy of any paperwork.
There you go.
Joe Biden.
I don't see any victims here for a disturbance, so he's got free speech and protest. So
Okay, then yeah, if you want to do 0, that's fine. That means the state will tax you at the maximum rate. If you want to do yourself, you want to put a 1 there.
he has every right to do that.
Joe Biden.
Not as much as a 0.
Joe Biden. I can't see
Dude.
through my eyeballs.
Well, you won't owe.
Joe Biden gets
With just
Say
unless
yes.
you have
He
a
said
lot
it.
of other income
Say
besides
this copy says it. You say it, right? Kevin says it.
Dude, get
This guy
away
right here.
from me
You've
now.
met me before. It's open public.
Get
church,
away from me.
live
Just
performance,
back up,
live
dude.
performance. So check.
Hey, I just want to let you know if he touches me, I'm gonna spray him. Okay? I do have pepper spray, but if he touches me, I'm gonna. I already warned him once.
Okay, or they say pending review, it just means I have to do my portion, so you're
Check.
good.
Check.
Log
This
you
is live
off,
mic.
and then we just have have a seat at the great table.
Don't say that. I'm gonna do it.
Some of this is
Public
redundant.
support, you have no business. Public support only says UN,
No,
Geneva
that's
Convention, Social Security status.
Is there a decibel
Thank you
level?
Very much. You have a great day.
All right.
You got a name badge
You
number,
don't
sir?
move.
Name badge
Article 5
number,
military,
sir.
Geneva
Sir,
Convention.
do you have a name and badge number?
You have to do something.
Really?
Joe Biden.
Do you have a name badge number?
Stay around the vicinity.
Sir,
That badass
do you have a name and badge number?
You shut the f up. You shut the f up. Joe Biden, I admit I'm asking you. Joe Biden,
Dude,
I said all that to this guy.
serious, dude. I'm not. If he touches me, I am.
I amend his article.
That's creating him a reaction.
Get the f out of here. It was my First Amendment right, too.
That's fine.
Cut your dude. Get the f out of here
Stay
now.
right
Don't infringe on my rights,
We're
dude.
gonna let this
I'm the wrong one, bro.
This one wrong is the one wrong race. I'm saying that's big.
You know I have a
Joe
right to defend
Biden
myself.
saying I buy his article for a piece of paper anywhere. You're a live person.
Dude, get away from me.
You're a live person or
What's
not.
your name and badge number?
Yep, live person or not. Check is check.
What is your name and badge
Check
number?
everything now. You must stay.
Unbelievable.
If I've done it, you haven't. That's the way it goes.
He doesn't want to identify, huh?
That's enough.
Car number 37. What's your name?
You can't say this. I follow you there. I can't catch you from Keith. I say Joe Biden tonight. I will see a murder. I will involve you in it.
Why don't you want to
And I say at
identify?
this point, Joe Biden, get King means get King. No matter what, there's that guy. Buy anything. I'll buy anything for you. I'll buy that. Joe Biden, you can buy anything.
Looks like a real piece of work,
Joe
this one.
Biden, get the gate out.
All right, Kevin. I'm gonna leave.
I buy anything for that. An amendable quality. This is.
He'd be arrested if I wasn't here recording it.
Article of Constitution calls that an offense on a wrestling
Number
match.
Doobie badge number 2.
Check.
Doobie. Nice.
Stay
Appreciate
around,
it.
motherfucker. I'm not from here.
All right, Kevin. I'm gonna
All
leave.
right,
All right.
but no, check. Means
AJ.
check and balances.
You guys have body
Checks and
cams on?
balances. I want to see all backgrounds.
How
The
recent?
paperwork now.
I know he's in your
all
face.
the
I'm not.
costs
Couple
to
weeks.
fight the death
Huh.
of my family.
He's
Joe
pushing.
Biden
He's
is
pushing it, man.
You can't move. I have a containment order. The warrant.
What about psychiatric, man?
You won't move. Joe Biden, you stick around until the whole party's here.
All right.
So you are the one.
Okay.
You're the person.
All right.
If you're not the person, Joe Biden, strip all your clothes, get in public meets, get in keen, get your ass out of my chair. Check is check. Get out of my presidency right now. Check. There. Joe Biden, getting keen doesn't mean that. Joe Biden, getting keen now. I'm Kevin.
Psychiatric?
My social security, Joe Biden is. Joe Biden, getting
Oof.
These guys wouldn't need a
Check.
PDF without the
No
body cams
way. Check.
and
Check.
SMH standing there.
Check. Joe Biden. Look. Get now, Joe Biden. Don't move. That's it.
Ooh.
Check. Don't move. That's it.
Ooh.
Check. Check. Check.
Don't touch me.
Check time set. Mr. President, get 18 now to me. Joe Biden.
What
Now.
about psychiatric, man? No.
Nope. Check.
Ambulance? Medical?
Check.
I don't think he's intoxicated.
Mr. Biden, this guy moved last time. No, but your response is known as your social security status to Mr. President saying I should be a president nominee to switch his order of sitting in my chair. That means I amend to Congress, my slip states, my paperwork of injustice, and before you leave is the business policy.
I'm not disagreeing with you, all right?
Check.
Can't prevent me from
Check, check. Check, check. Wait. Test. Biden. Get Wait. Joe Biden, get in here as you admitted now.
12 Summer Street. This is Terrence with an out of control call.
Joe Biden, get detained.
Oh.
Stop. Detained.
Oh.
Stop.
Oh.
Joe Biden. No.
Oh.
Molecular story makeup. Get I'm the president. I buy my slip.
An ambulance for him. Take him to the ER.
Ooh.
Enough.
You can't put your hands on me.
Get Joe Biden immediately.
Hey, you can't put your hands on me.
Amendable Constitution by my
That's a
slip.
simple assault.
Check.
That's unfriendly contact.
Joe Biden, that's my president.
You can't put your hands on me. Do you understand that? Do you understand?
Code 1, 19A1, 1983,
Do you understand?
19, Tanker 1, 19,
How are you,
you
buddy?
committed
First
on
time
call.
try.
Repeating
Mr.
offense
Biden.
identity for Code 1,
Do you understand you
19A1,
can't touch me
1983,
like that?
19, Tanker 1, 19, you
Immediately
committed
check.
on call.
Nope.
Nope.
92, 91, 2151.
Say this.
Oof.
Joe Biden.
Ooh.
Joe Biden. Get the key.
Wow.
Don't.
Joe Biden. Get the key.
He's got a lot of control, man.
One more time, we're gonna have a different problem, all right?
Doobie's got some control.
Joe Biden. Get the key immediately now. Check.
Do you need to? You want to go to the hospital? You need to go to the hospital.
Nope. I need Mr. Biden. I'm getting my body. My social media for my body.
Okay. I heard you. Check the whole city's heard you.
I'll buy your copy of paper. You have to amend the Constitution for the whole. Check.
So if you're willing to put your hands on me, I'm
Nope,
pretty
check.
sure
I
you're
have
gonna
my
put hands on
public
other
announcement.
people around here. I'm
My
a little
public
concerned.
announcement speech of the president.
Oof.
You want to hear this? It goes by you. One advantage. Joe Biden. Well, it goes from the whole world to the inside. Everybody put the whole world on. Mr. President, get your meeting. By myself. Buy it.
Hey, there's somebody behind you, buddy.
Thank you.
Immediately check. Stop playing? No. Check. That's a local authority, no. Check. That's a local authority, no. Right,
Oh,
check.
shit.
Stop. Leave stop. Check,
Wow.
Check. Say check. By myself. Over, Mr. President. Come on. Who wants to go hands on? Tell Mr. President, say, come on. Let's see what you got out there.
Do I know him?
Definitely not.
Just get out of the road. That's all I'm asking you to do. Okay, here I am. That's by my little boss. Get out of the road. Just out. There you go. Stay right there. That's fine. I said by my room. Come here. Come to it immediately. Get away. Think simple, cut as fast as possible. Check. Top pyramid, fucking black, white, market, still done. That's it. Check. I buy a flip. Check. I buy a top here. Anyone can do it. Anyone can do it. Anyone can talk. Anyone can talk. Find my simple paper. No, you must check. Find my constitution, social security. Mr. Biden, let's go. Check. Check. No, check. Why the slip? I'll give it to you too. Find my article. Mr. President, get the find my slip. Check. That's all I have. That was all I say.
You got some other people over there
That's all I want.
recording too.
Check. So don't say check like that.
This guy's out of control.
For moral support of my own cause. Find my slip, Mr. President. You can't find my copy. Check.
You have a lot of control, Doobie. I appreciate that. Seriously.
Mr. President, if you do that here, you can check. If you do that there, I'll stand right here, Mr. President. Get the now. Check. Swear to God. Check. Check. No, I think you gotta say check by my paper one. Check. Mr. President, get the thing. He's got the thing. I know. So I hear you. No, it's being fucked up. I don't want to force you. I want you to just sit. Okay. No, I'm going to want to afford you. No, check. You don't have to shut the door. Find my slip. Check. Find my slip. Check.
Jeez. Hey, since you didn't want to identify her, like, you saw name and badge number, right?
Yeah.
Name and badge number?
Yep.
Corgan, 138.
Florgan? Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no, that's fine. And they're 10-hour shifts, so you only have
Hey, you guys got
4
body
days a
cams
week.
now? How long ago? Like last week?
Last week.
Yeah, I know.
Now, they do
Like 2 weeks ago,
require
you didn't have
steel
them.
toe
Dude, that's
shoes
good,
or
man.
boots.
Keep them on. Don't mute them.
Are you on any assistance at all? Okay.
Good stuff, man. That's really
I'm
good.
going to hook you up with somebody that may be able to help you, okay? Yeah, she works over at Michigan Works.
He's
And
got
they
a lot
have
of
they have
control.
fund for that.
No,
So
what's his
I'll
name?
send your name
Doobie.
over to her and I have
A
you
lot
give
of
her a call.
control. I don't know if it was because of the.
Watch yourself.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't. Jeez. A lot of control. Seriously. Yeah. I'm not impeding, man.
She's got to get out.
Yeah.
Knucklehead's coming home.
I think the body cams put him in line. I'm not sure, but.
Hi, buddy.
How you doing?
Bro, I'm trying to leave. Just trying to leave, get my cruiser, and he's cutting me off, right? So he won't let me go to my cruiser.
Oh, you got done with that part? All right, let me bring the last part here.
And then he grabbed my radio.
Let's just.
Go ahead, man. Come on back.
So everything does so far.
Shit. I want to get the sergeant's name and badge.
That goes over the uniform, like the shoes, so boots. Jeans or dicky type work pants.
You're gonna call psychiatric for him? I think he needs it, man. You know, that's just my opinion, but
Just like Or even, you know,
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't really care. I defended myself, but he did put his hands on me at one point. That's why I was telling you I already warned him. And I have a right to defend myself. You know that. I'm not here to just spray people, but I will if he touches me. And he did it once already, and I warned him. Yeah, exactly. That's why, and I have it all on video. You know what I mean? So I just want to let you know, like, it wasn't like intentional to just assault somebody. It's just, you know, I mean, you had your spray out. You know. Sorry. Can I get your name, badge number?
COTTON.
Really?
That badge number is 232.
232. Thank you. You're the only sergeant on duty here right now? Thank you. Love your body cams, man. Keep them on.
Just a copy of that number, you can contact me on the highlight number. I prefer to not do anything. So you can do that.
There you go, guys.
Keep on file with the food record.
1, 2, 3,
This has
4.
to be done for everyone. The first page is just a signature register.
It's not over till they leave.
Receive a copy of that and you're done with it.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Employee,
How'd you know? What do you mean, duh? Yeah? Yeah, let me just get this all over with. You know what I mean? Give me 1 sec. I'll give it to you.
I'm gonna make sure. I'm not gonna just tell you.
You've been filming the whole thing.
Yeah.
What is he screaming about?
Dude, just gibberish, man. Joe Biden get here now, and I don't know. Talking about the Constitution amendments, and you know, here we are. I mean, he was letting him go, dude. You know, and then he put his hands on him. He literally pushed him. And then the second time, he literally just lunged at him like this. And then he grabbed his radio, dude. Like, he grabbed his radio. I mean, he's on camera. Like, they have body cams. I have this. You know, it's like,
Dude, I know.
And I almost
screaming.
Yeah, I'd
I
watched
almost sprayed him over there right in front of the cop, and I told him I had my spray out, and I mean, he wasn't too happy that he was like, "Don't you do that?" I was like, "I will if he touches me. I will." Don't you know? Don't tell me I can't spray him if he touches me. Like, you know? Yeah. Some of the clips in a second if you want.
Miss
I mean, it was no different than what he was saying over here to over here, but you know, they got body cams last week, so I think that's why he was so in control. I think
he did a good job.
I think it put him in line, though. I'm not kidding you. I think the body cam put him in line because he didn't.
If you didn't have one, you just.
If he didn't have a body cam, or if he wasn't on this, I don't know what he would have done. But I think it would have been. I think it would have turned out differently.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
I figured he had a body cam, so he had to like go right.
He was in a lot of control. I just told him that too. I said, "Look, you have a lot of control, but I think it's the cam."
It is.
I don't think it's him. I think it's the cam. Yeah, I do know it is. Yeah, because he tried infringing on me real quick, talking about, "Oh, you can't spray him and this and that." I was like, "Okay." So that's Keene PD for you. They just got body cams last week. I think 2 weeks ago when I was out here. They did not have body cameras, but they were preparing for them, and I am psyched that they have them at this point. So that's going to be it. Press an H now. Over and out.
Major female contributor is Taylor Schabusiness, and the minor male contributor is Shad Therian. Is the source. Now, this is interesting. So there's a reddish-brown stain on the right leg of the sweatpants. Oh, well, actually, it's probably, if it's a reddish-brown stain, it's probably old. Excuse me. It's probably old. Reddish-brown stain on the left leg of the sweatpants. Two-person mixture. Again, major is Taylor Schabusiness, minor is Shad Therian. So that could have been from the incident. It also could be a prior stain that has contact or touch DNA from him, or even a contribution of blood DNA as well. I mean, possible. But if it's an old stain on pants, you never know if it's from current or prior incidents. Swabbing of the reddish brown stain left side of the sweatpants, at least one male. High, very strong support for inclusion of both Taylor and Shad. Swabbing of reddish brown stain on the right leg of the sweatpants. Shad Therian's the source. Penile swabs from Shad Therian, non-sperm. Shadtherian is the source. So apparently Schabusiness didn't even touch this guy's dick, which is rude. But that's not true. That's a joke. Because she chopped it off. She chopped it off. So we know that's it's a fucking weird case, guys. This is a fucking weird case. Swab from the dildo. Okay, 3-person mixture, at least one male. Assuming a 3-person mixture, following propositions were used. Taylor Schabusiness, very strong support for inclusion. So she's on the dildo. She's on the dildo. Shadtherian, uninformative. Statistical values in this range have been observed both for individuals known to be in a mixture and known to not be in a mixture. Therefore, no conclusion will be made regarding the presence of DNA from this POI in the mixture. So then we have a different DNA result. So oral swab from Shad, single source. Assuming that DNA from Shadtherian is present on this item, this profile will be used for comparison purposes. Swab from dildo, mixture of at least 2 males. So there it is. There it is. So you got at least two males and Taylor Schabusiness on the dildo. Additional possible trace alleles were also detected. So other people could be on this. However, no conclusions will be made regarding these trace alleles. Mixture is suitable for exclusionary purposes only. Possible contribution of DNA from Shadtherian is inconclusive due to the complexity of the mixture. So this is interesting. It's exclusionary purposes only. You can only exclude people from the dildo. You can't include them to it. But I have some theories on why you could have 2 males on a dildo that have nothing to do with there being a 3rd person present and actually have nothing to do with the dildo being inserted into the male at all. That is certainly a possibility. But evidence disposition, they're all taken care of. And then here's a bunch of technical shit. Okay. All right. So there's the motion. They lost this motion, but it tells us a little bit more about what's going on, what their strategy was. Not a great strategy. I would have just argued that the entire thing is consensual and there's no evidence of a lack of consent to sexual activity. That's the weird thing for me. Where is the evidence of a lack of consent for sexual activity?
No, I didn't know.
Not might she have raped him? Because of course, maybe she did. But is there any evidence that she raped him? Because remember, this is the state having to prove this. How are they going to prove?
Yeah, I was actually caught singing that song just a couple of days ago, like out loud. I even tried to do it with Sebastian's accent, but I don't really have a penchant for that. So as we can see, guys, these doors have been clearly marked. Authorized personnel only, right? You notice, right, that there's those signs. And there's sure one right by there. One of the more red badge card readers. But there ain't shit like that over here. And this even says it's for the community. No, I'm sorry. I don't know if I should. I kind of want a set of eyes besides mine here with me. This isn't a safe place to be alone. Right? Hey, Brandon, thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. So I could just reach over and open the door, but they start flipping out, even though it doesn't say no trespassing or authorized personnel only. They stormed in there last time. Kind of aggressive. So I'm not really trying to stir the hornet's nest here today. Hey, unindoctrinated. Thanks for stopping in. Just gonna get a little zoom here on officers I check. As I said, guys, I'm not really a priority. And I get that. They got shit to do. See, at least Officer Zychek's pretty chill about it. Like, he just knows he's gonna get filmed. Like, and there ain't really shit he can do about it. Those cops the other night over there at Rhodes, they were getting filmed, and they're like, fuck this shit. We're gonna beat the crap out of these women and take their cameras and then blame it all on them. So right, I tase them into compliance. Is that their policy? Let me ask Officer Zychek. Maybe he'll know. Hey, Officer Zychek. Do you know if it's your guys' policy after you've tased an individual to continue to tase them until you get compliance? To let as many officers as you want discharge their tasers until the subject is compliant? Is that your guys' policy? Is that what you're trained to do? Yeah, that'd be awesome. But we were just wondering if you knew. Oh, okay. Like, that's fine. You don't have to answer questions. You have the right not to answer questions. But if you support that kind of behavior from your officers, you don't have the right not to be ashamed. Right? That was sickening. Yeah, I'm making a statement. You guys, your behavior was sickening. I'll say my statement to who I please. I'll say my statement to who I please. I'm not trying to rattle you. I'm simply trying to tell you that you don't get to boss me around. I'm not trying to rattle you. All I did was ask a question. And then I told you have the right not to answer questions, but I also told you that you don't have the right not to be ashamed. And then you chose to get an attitude. And you don't have the right to get an attitude either. Right? I'm not some lady standing out in a Rhodes parking lot with a camera waiting to get the shit kicked out of me. Okay. Yeah, we will. Yeah, it does, doesn't it, Anna? It's kind of funny. It does kind of make me want to bald the cat. I'm not gonna lie, but it'll be what it'll be. Thank you, Unindoctrinated. I really appreciate it. Tonight when I get home, I'll actually try to push a change to that repository so that the new website will show up on there. They don't want to answer no questions, but they sure want to post their story all over Facebook. Pretty sure that's called tainting a jury pool. We'll see how the judge feels about it. Now, I don't even think those windows have shades. I could be wrong because I didn't see the shades on the other ones till they were down. But I don't even know if those ones have shades. You know, he is pretty tough. I'm betting if he wanted to, he could kick the holy living shit out of me. The only thing is he knows better. So I'm not going to sit here and say that, you know, with him training to kick the shit out of people, you know, 20 plus hours a week or however he does it with his gun and his taser, You know, I'm not going to, and all of his boys to back him up. I'm not going to say he couldn't kick my ass, but I'm going to say that he's smart enough to know that he shouldn't. I know, babe. I'm walking outside so that I don't get his blood pressure any higher. Hell yeah. Good shit, Doc. Get it. Leech the shit out of that shit. I was over there watching Bao. Laughing my ass off most of my morning at work. It was pretty chill.
Good afternoon, sir.
Howdy.
You looking for me?
Officer Bobby Newton.
Yes, sir.
Okay, could I have your badge number?
393.
Dope. So, just a few questions. Who published that statement on Facebook? Like, who approved that?
Published by the police department.
Who approved it?
The chiefs and the assistant chiefs and lieutenants. And
Did they watch the video
yes.
of what happened first? Okay. So, is it your guys' policy if you tase someone and they don't immediately drop to the ground and start flopping like a fish, to just keep tasing them until they do? Because that's dangerous.
We use tasers to gain compliance.
Yeah.
And if they're not compliant, then we
Tase
do what we
again
need to
and
do.
tase again and tase again and tase again. How
Do
many
we gain
people?
compliance?
How many people are legally allowed to tase someone at the same time?
I'm not sure how many were there tasing at the same time.
No, I'm not asking you that. I'm asking you how many of you guys are allowed to. What's your training say about multiple
If you
officers
like the
trading
policies
someone?
and the procedures, you can request that.
I have. I'm really more so interested in how the information that was presented in that press release doesn't match anything we saw in the videos.
Well, unfortunately, you guys only seen a portion of the video. From
Dude, there are like 14 different videos
If you'd
from all
like to
kinds of
submit those
different
to me, I
angles.
would love to review those.
They're posted all over the internet. I'm sure you
Well,
guys
if
can
you
find
want to
them.
submit those, I would love to review them.
Okay. So like a woman was in her car and she was drug out of her car
And again,
while
you
being
guys only
tased.
seen the portion of her being in her vehicle.
Yes.
She
No,
was outside of her.
she was outside her vehicle filming you guys. No,
If you don't want to discuss this,
I do want to
if you
discuss
would
it.
like
I do want to discuss it.
I would love to sit here and discuss it with you.
If you would love to sit here and discuss it, that's great. But I'm not going to sit here and let you discuss it when you keep telling me things that are not factually true. I watched the video and I clearly see her with the camera recording the officers as they're beating the shit out of these other two women on the ground. Then they're screaming at her to get in her fucking car, get in her fucking car. What does she do? She goes and gets in her car. Then what do you guys do? 4 of you attack her, tase her, drag her out, throw her through the air, slam her into the ground, grab her arms, tase her again, screaming that she's not complying.
The press release has been put out. You have read it. Okay. If
Yeah.
you don't agree with it, then you can request whatever information you would like.
I've
or I'll
already
just go do the
requested.
record.
It's not about, this isn't about
So,
requesting. This is about
I'm not
telling
sure
you
what
guys,
you're needing then.
because you guys should be ashamed of yourselves. And I came here to tell you that
That's
shit.
your opinion.
That's not my opinion.
Then
That's
fine.
that's a lot of people's
You
opinion.
can have your own opinion, just as I can have my own opinion as well.
And your opinion is you're proud of the officers that did that shit?
My opinion is the information has been released.
And you're proud of the officers that did that shit? You're proud to serve?
Okay.
You're proud.
We're
Are you
done
proud to
with this
serve?
conversation.
Are you proud
I'm
to
not gonna
serve?
sit here- I'm absolutely proud.
Then
to
you're
serve my
trash.
community.
Then you're trash.
Absolutely proud to serve my community.
If this
We
is
have
how you
great citizens
if this is
in
how
this
you serve your
that I'm
community,
proud to protect and
if
serve.
this is how you serve the community, then you're trash.
Okay. If that's your opinion.
That's my
let me-
opinion.
Okay. Anything else I can do for you, sir?
No, I don't need anything from you. I wanted an explanation. I was looking for a little bit of remorse, a little bit of actual
The
humanity.
information has been put out there. Okay. And if you want to make your own opinions and statements and make your own conclusions about it, that's absolutely fine. You're a human being. You have the right to do so.
Mhm.
So whatever opinions you'd like to make, go ahead and do
Okay, so,
But otherwise, if you're done, then I'm done, and I've got work to do. because
Okay.
I have a community to
Yeah,
take care
yeah.
of.
And if you go back and watch
Yeah,
the
that's
live stream, which I
just
don't think you can,
Thanks, Tim.
you'll see that I was
Appreciate you letting
actually
me know.
pretty respectful waiting on you to get here. I'm like, man, he's got way more important
Yeah,
shit than
absolutely.
me.
We stay pretty busy.
Way more
as
important
you
shit
know.
than me. I am not a priority. I don't want to be a priority. I shouldn't be a fucking priority. Right? But man, that shit was crazy.
And that's your opinion. So
But how it's fact. Like, we watched it. The video doesn't lie. That's why you guys have body cameras.
Exactly. And you watch certain
try to
videos from different angles.
All kinds of different angles of the same
And
stuff.
you come up with your own conclusion.
Because I didn't come up with a conclusion. I came up with a series of events that I documented by watching these videos. You know how you guys will do that sometimes? You guys will look at evidence, and you guys will be like, fuck, this is what happened, and then fuck, this is what happened, and then this is what happened. You build up a chain of events. Sure.
That kind of language and
Man, I'll tone it down. I'll tone it down. Thank you for your bootlicking.
You can leave now, okay? Because you're not going to interrupt our citizens like this.
She's the one who interjected.
No, I'm
herself.
just teasing.
We're done with this conversation.
She
I just did that
interjected
to see
herself.
what your face would turn into.
What happened through the news release, which you read.
Yeah.
And if you want to make your own conclusions and your
So you
own
guys don't have any
opinion,
comment about it
that's
because it's an ongoing case?
fine. No, case is closed.
The case is closed? So they're guilty?
No. it
Yeah,
still has
so the
court
case isn't
proceedings.
closed.
The investigation is closed. They were issued summonses. And
I promise you this, Bobby. I promise you this. The investigation is not closed.
Make your own conclusions.
No. That's not a conclusion. That's a promise. The investigation is not closed.
But this conversation is closed.
Okay, you close
Have
it
a great
then.
day, sir.
Yeah, stroll off.
Thanks,
That's
sir.
called the walk of shame, fellas.
Yeah.
Trash. And that's our public information officer. If this is the motherfucker that they put in charge of talking to the public, you can only imagine how much fucking worse the rest of them are. Sorry, guys. I don't do well with stupid arguing with me.
Your friends in code.
So since you don't really have a comment, except to tell me that he's a bootlicker like the rest of the people around here, then that's all we got. We'll take a stroll back over here. I don't park anywhere near these fuckers. They got license plate cameras all throughout the city. And they be tracking motherfuckers everywhere they go. So I won't be parking anywhere near these fuckers. Thank you. I appreciate you guys all for watching. They got their public information request. And I hope that he goes home tonight and feels like shit. But I have a sinking fucking suspicion that when he gets home tonight, he's going to sleep like a fucking baby. Because he's trash. He's trash. And they can follow me all they want. Like, that's legit. Like, I'm waiting on it. I specifically planned this route so that I can see what the fuck's going on. Like, there's only one way in and one way out of that police station. So while you guys are facing this way, hold on. Yeah. That's fucking funny. I hope I honestly though, it's not funny. I hope that I really didn't make him go home and kick his dog, like, or smack the shit out of his wife. That's not okay. But yeah, I'm pretty sure his brother or his cousin actually works here. You too, Brandon. I appreciate it. Thanks you guys for stopping in. Yeah, they sure don't like it when somebody just ain't swallowing the whole goddamn load of boot they're trying to shove down your throat. I'd gladly have a conversation with you if you'll just swallow this fucking boot. Like, motherfucker. Sorry for my language. It's not like fucking YouTube fucking matters for fucking anyway, for real. I love you guys. But they're not showing that shit. They age restricted the last one. If you guys didn't see the shit that made me go up here, just go up and check out the video I posted last night. You guys see what's going on. Trash. Straight garbage. Hi, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time.
Can you tell us how you're employed?
I'm a patrol officer with the city of Green Bay.
And how long have you been employed in that capacity?
12 years.
And is that the sum total of your law enforcement experience?
Yes.
I want to ask you about February 23rd of 2022. Do you recall if you were on duty on that day?
I do.
And did you have reason to assist Officer Russell with photographing an individual on that day?
Yes.
Okay. And where did you respond to take these photographs?
I was at the Green Bay Police Department and he took me to an interview room.
This is the first
And
person
did Officer Russell
who's
have
not
custody
look
of an
terrible.
individual?
That's a handsome dude right
Did
there.
you learn who that individual was?
Yes.
And who was that person?
Taylor Schabusiness.
Do you see that person in court today?
I do.
Could you point out where she's sitting for us?
She's sitting at the defendant's table.
And then what she's wearing?
Looks like a black cover with a black and blue blouse.
Okay. Thank you. I'd ask the record reflect the witness identified the defendant. And then what were you asked to do with respect to photographing Ms. Schabusiness?
There were, I guess, cuts on her hands and blood on her clothing, which I was asked to photograph.
And did you document, I guess, the exterior clothing areas?
Yes.
Those are photographs that you took?
Yes, they were.
What is, I can't find that here.
It's both.
I'm done.
Okay, take a look at it.
Okay, Just Reeves says, doubt should make sure I'm not an hour behind before Rumble ranting. Yes. Yes, you should.
Find them, that was
Yes.
What do you believe those to be?
These would be
Oh, yeah?
the photographs that I took
Okay.
of her external clothing.
Met them days ago.
Thank you. I'd move exhibits 82 through 86.
Any objection to 82 through 86?
I just didn't get this one here. Number 15.
Exhibits
Oh, yeah.
84 and 85
No.
appear to be
Get over that.
the same. So
Sorry.
It's okay.
I'd object.
Yeah, I saw the
Probably.
belly trial ended with a hung jury. Yes.
What the answer is?
Well, what I'll do is.
It's kind of true. I mean, even bald people have to wear hairnet because they still get dandruff.
Okay.
I'll hold a decision on.
Yeah, even if you shave your head, they want you to wear it.
Nonetheless, go ahead. Are you planning on publishing them?
I was.
Well, I used to get like some alopecia on the side of my head.
Yeah.
So I used to shave my head for a while until I removed the stress that was causing it. But I wandered back there one time because I was figuring my head shaved. I don't need that. They corrected picture. No, you still have to wear it. You even got the blue brush question correct.
Any response, Mr. Song?
The blue brush question
They're different photographs.
trips
One is an
people up all the
overall
time.
Legs,
Yeah.
one it focuses on one leg in particular.
I missed it the
I'm
first time.
satisfied these photos are different.
Yeah.
Mr. Freilich is right. They are taken of similar areas, but they're different.
You missed any.
Differently focused. And
Wait. Okay, so I gave you that info. Now, what did you want to do for direct deposit?
I'm gonna overrule
I
the
have a
objection.
bank
I will
account.
receive
Okay.
82.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you an email anyway with the insurance info. If you don't want that, you can just opt out.
Okay, I
Um,
can like,
yeah,
I don't
they're-
know
they're
if I'm
knocked out.
probably
Yeah.
going to cut my TV stand.
Well, you'll have to earn for a while before they do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just briefly, thank you.
And, they'll talk to you about
Officer,
that.
are we observing
Sure.
exhibit 82
All right,
currently
yeah.
on the screen?
It depends on how much you're earning and your
Okay,
situation
what
and
is
stuff like
82
that. They won't cut it.
That would be the outer sweatshirt.
It will
she was
reduce it
wearing,
probably
which
after you start
had
getting a couple
dry
checks,
blood on
but until you start actually earning.
And then
some hours.
83.
What they'll do is they'll have you give me a form
Yes.
to fill
What
out.
is 83?
They'll- I mean,
The
they're gonna
rear
know
of the
it's
sweatshirt,
state always
which
knows
had
when they're
dry
making
blood
money,
on the
but, they're gonna give you a form to fill out to where they
And
can
then
adjust it
84?
from there. Okay. They don't just generally cut you right off.
would be the black sweatpants she was wearing.
There you go. Some
And then
sweatpants.
85.
The left leg of the black sweatpants.
Did you also observe a substance
Mhm.
on that area?
Yes,
Fine.
there appeared to
So
be a
what-
man.
that email, that insurance email, will have another link that says direct deposit. So you can click on that. And if you have problems doing that, we can manually answer it for you.
Would be the right
But sometimes
leg of
it
the
works.
black sweatpants.
I'm not gonna say it always
Yeah.
works, but I've never had to fill it out from my end.
To,
But I know
exhibits
sometimes it
82
works,
through
sometimes it doesn't.
86
If it doesn't,
appear to
as long as the bank does give
consistent
you
with,
something with the routing number and account
clothing
number on
Schabusiness
it,
was wearing as you encountered her
I'll
on
plug
February
it in.
23rd.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I guess next step would be, you said you wanted second shift, so I'll write that down at least.
Thank you, officer. Nothing further, Your Honor.
And Telegraph. Do you know where the Telegraph location is?
Officer
Yeah.
Kennedy makes
Okay.
some assumptions with regards to.
I
Right.
stay on
Sweatpants,
Fourth and Kentucky.
correct?
Okay.
So.
You didn't do any testing, correct?
I did not know.
Like,
Yeah.
this would be the best
Maybe
route.
test it out once or something like that. But one thing I do suggest is call Carrie as soon as you leave here.
Yeah.
As-
All right, call her.
as to
I
what
already told her
appeared
to expect your call, and she'll do whatever she can for you. She said.
Okay.
All right, as long as your situation fits the programs that she's running, when she has the funds, she's always happy to do it, especially for folks that are earnestly looking for work.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can
Correct.
work. I have to do, but-
All right, well, good luck. If you have any questions, the best way to contact me is to shoot me a text. To the highlighted number there.
So, like, do I sure have the job? Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, yes.
I don't recall, but it's possible.
Well, we need to have the boots and stuff to start, so.
So.
Next step would be
talk to
Carrie.
her.
Cups.
Yeah, figure out where you're at, not, and if she isn't
I think
able to
it
help
is
you,
cups.
we'll
It's
see what
cups.
other options we have.
Okay. So.
Okay.
Just Jen sees, I'm not familiar with this case. What's a good reference link to get
Well,
caught
yeah,
up?
she's gonna reach out to me too, but yeah,
Trials
but
with
just
Nick.
let me know the status. She'll let you know what
When
she
she
can
got
do.
arrested, I did a video on
Alright.
the
Your
initial
police
case.
cases out of Monroe.
You could probably
Yeah.
find it on my channel, but I don't know where
All right.
other good reference videos are.
Yep. Yes, yes.
You
too.
did observe cuts on Miss
High
Schabusiness's
five.
fingers and
Welcome.
thumbs, is that fair?
Yes.
Some of the cuts were quite deep, is
My
that fair?
ribs sound good.
Yes.
I already had some
You
meat
used a
tacos
cell phone to
into
take the
it.
pictures that we just saw, is that right?
Correct.
And then what did you do from there? Did you have
Be
to
right back.
download it? Or
Okay,
what did
I'm
you do?
getting this bathroom.
I returned the phone to Officer Russell, who advised that he would later upload the photos into the case.
Okay. Were you present at Eastman Avenue on February 23rd of 2022?
Yes.
And did you go there with Officer Russell and Lieutenant Buckman?
No, I left the station and went there. Officer Russell, I believe, stayed at the station, and I went to assist with the scene there then.
Okay. Were you part of the arrest of Taylor Schabusiness or Scott Thomas?
No, I was not part of the arrest.
Okay. You were just there to provide cover?
I came after the fact, I guess, to assist with security and look for lack of a better term, body parts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you find any?
I did not know.
And we're talking about the Eastman Avenue apartment. correct?
Yes.
Digital Cocaine says, Nick,
And
did you
you see
consider
the
doing
gold,
the
colored,
boyfriend
town and
hitman
country
murder
minivan?
trial?
Yes.
Boyfriend
And where
deletes
was that?
girlfriend's ex-boyfriend.
I believe
Opening
it
was
was
today, I
parked
believe.
on the
I didn't know it
north
was
side.
happening. I just saw it
Right
on
building.
Right in front of the
YouTube a
building.
little bit ago.
Yeah, in the parking lot on the north side.
Okay. Did you see anything unusual about the minivan?
No.
That's the thing. People are
All right,
asking
thank you
why
very
she's
much,
not
Officer
just
Kennedy.
pleading guilty.
No, thank you.
Because the offer is life
Thank you.
without the
Just sit down.
possibility of parole, most likely. She doesn't have, there's no like win to plea. At some point, when your plea deal is you'll go to prison for the rest of your life,
Leah Whitman.
you take the risk.
Yeah, it's funny. Ooh, yeah.
Video.
I did.
So that's that Jamie Plaskett. She's
Yeah.
she's the attack dog for the Democrats, and she's pro censorship, pro mandates,
Epstein backed candidate
and
from
she
the
takes
Virgin Islands.
and she takes money from Jeffrey
She's a
Epstein.
good person, is what I'm trying to say.
So this person sitting behind her and let's watch what happens. Let's just watch.
I wanted to introduce into the record page 55 from the committee's interview with FBI employee Roya Demlow, who you just spoke about, which took place on July 17, 2023. In that line, she says, the question was asked, okay, if someone were to leave here today, were to leave this interview and were
Sorry,
to
man.
suggest
Need
or
you a mod.
imply that when you said the laptop
Appreciate
was
sci-fi.
real, that it meant that the FBI had affirmatively determined in October 2020 that the laptop belonged to Hunter Biden, that the contents belonged to Hunter Biden, and that the contents had not been manipulated in some way, would they be representing what you said, correct? Answer by Ms. Demlow. They would be representing what I said because I don't have much knowledge of that. They would be misrepresenting what I said because I don't have much knowledge of that. Because this committee likes to misrepresent or leave off complete sentences of what individuals said, I'd like to introduce this into the record.
Objection.
Thank you. And as to no comment by an FBI, that's usually what they say when there's a
When there's when there are liars. That's she didn't know the difference. Like, this is how much the words are not hers. She said represented, and there's a person there to like
No,
fix it. Yeah.
misrepresented. So, okay, I don't know what we just watched there, Kurt, but without being conspiratorial and just objectively looking at the evidence
Yeah.
here, I think Stacey Plaskett is a hollowed out mind control puppet being manipulated by alien psychic technology. Kidding, come on.
Yeah. Oh, I believed you because I just looked in her eyes.
I kid Stacey Plaskett and the big-eyed woman. So it looks to me like her assistant, this plucky assistant, wrote all that crap Stacey is saying and mouthing it to herself like a young, ambitious playwright.
Yeah.
So it's actually a little creepier than aliens.
It's if they said she was a lizard person, that'd be less scary. I have to because I just to identify with this horrible Google-eyed woman as a half a Muppet myself. Many times, that's a face I'll be making while I talk to myself. I saw her catch herself too.
She looks like she's getting.
Voters live again.
She's going to be in a YouTube video of a meth bust pretty soon.
She looks like Stacy Flick from Election.
Yes.
And that kind of maniac person. I've met somebody like that before. They're that crazy and that ambitious and that much of a psychopath that they write that.
Calling the cops on me. And I was like, okay. And then they burned out. And then they circled around. Like they circled around looking for me. Found me. Made themselves look even stupider. And then drove off again. That's impressive. Like it takes a whole ass amount of work to make yourself look that dumb. Like a whole ass amount of work. That shit ain't easy. Right? Hell yeah, I was walking past the police van. Didn't realize it until I got to the rear end. So I started another live to, get their pictures up there so I can add them to this database. And they wanted to be belligerent about me filming. And then they wanted to get all weird and shit, like drive off and then circle back and look for me and then make a circle and then get on their microphones. And then, yeah, it was a whole ass funny ordeal. That's fucking nuts, yo. So I'm about to half-ass Chuck Bronson this shit and throw this fucking camera in the dashboard of my car. And until I'm close to the house, I will just stay live. Well, shit, yeah, Doc, I sure fuck it. Are you leeching me? That'd be dope. Thanks, Doc. I ain't never been I've been leashed a little bit. Like Bow leashed me once. And You know, that's pretty cool. Like, I enjoyed it. That's good shit. And share this shit out. Fuck these people.
All right.
I sure don't see no cops creeping around. So I don't know if you guys will be able to hear me over this air conditioning, but I'm sure as fuck not turning off the air conditioning because it's fucking hot out here. And that must have been amazing. So now we're going to see if we can't just do it like this. They'll pull me over for that shit. Quick as fuck. Sorry, guys. I'll get you guys in 1 second, I promise. I don't know how that view is, but it's going to be what we got.
Booty folds.
So here's the actual street by the police station. I'm going to go right past this motherfucker. If I pick up a tail, I want it to be something obvious. Don't record us. You don't know where Creepy Joe and his mom went.
Yeah, no kidding. Mine's illegal as hell, though. Mine attaches to the rear view mirror, but it's other than little vibrations or something like that. It's a perfect view. Yeah. I'm waiting for the first time I get pulled over. They were like, getting that ticket. I'll take the ticket.
Hey man, I've got one, but the last time I put my phone in a holder and took it in there, they really flipped the fuck out. When it was just me holding my phone in my hand, they didn't really have an issue. So
what?
That's why I decided to do it this way. I put this phone down this because we got a cop right here coming up on us, right behind this black car right here. Yeah, that's him. Trash. But he's not spinning on me. Besides, guys, like, apologize. Yeah, one for the car would be okay, but I'm not really trying to go out and film the guys these much. Like, the only reason that I filmed today was because I had to go deal with these cocksuckers anyway, because I wanted some freedom of information reports. Like, I wanted some names and I wanted some body cam footage. It's the only reason that I'm recording. Like, I just totally avoided the situation. I wouldn't have had anything to do with them. I do think that they need to be recorded, and I try my best to film them when I see them. But I'm not trying to go to jail. I'm trying to build an act. So, like, this is not going to be something you guys see me do often. Really, only when some crazy shit gets back down here. Hell yeah, I appreciate it, Henry. You two want to drop in? All right, guys, I'm getting off here. I think I'm far enough away that they're not really gonna fuck with me. Catch you guys on the flip side.
All right. Thank you.
That crap that Stacey Plaskett diarrhea out of her mouth like she doesn't care, and they're like proud of themselves. Look how proud she is.
It seems to be. I'm no doctor. I'm no Dr. Kurt, but it looks like the woman sitting back there is medicated to the point where her eyes are getting bigger as the speed kicks in. Right?
It's probably lateral.
Can you imagine being on a date with that woman? Hey, I mean, I'm glad you're interested in me and everything,
I can imagine her.
but you're scaring the other diners.
You don't think she would just be making me say things with her mind while she stares like that and mouthing what I'm saying? I'm having a great time with you, lady.
Plaskett's aide apparently memorized her entire speech and lip synced as she read it, but look at her eyes is what concerns me the most.
Yeah, that's the kind of chick that some married, poor person hooks up with and she registers it for blackmail later. That's the look in the eyes. I'm gonna make it somehow.
What's the big deal, Kurt? You never saw somebody in a demonic trance before? That's what that is. She corrected Plaskett when she said representing instead of misrepresenting. The look on her face when she corrected Plaskett appears to be one seeking praise for her good work. Just bizarre.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's no picnic working for Stacey Plaskett.
Excuse me, Mr. Drug Dealer, I'll have what she's having. What is it? I don't know what Andrew.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, you want adrenochrome? It's the nonsense lizard people where they drink the blood of kids.
Oh really?
It's a joke. I mean, it's crap. It's way worse than that. What she's on, which is just power.
So I don't know. I thought that was funny.
That's the next generation of psychopath assistants who work, and I'm sure Stacey Plaskett. This is somebody who took money from Epstein after. Right. So this is and you're some white chick that works for her. So there's probably all kinds of weird dynamics there. Okay. And you're really invested in her doing well. Probably better than working for Kamala. I'll give her that. And I did good, right? I'm going to move on to a new thing, right? Worse than the worst Hollywood climber. Worse on every level than that is what that chick is. I promise you. Based on her face.
We got an air purifier for you. I want to let you know it's the top of the line air purifier. If you like air purifiers, it's top of the line. And believe me, it costs like it's the top of the line. But if all air purifiers are the same, why did the U.S. Department of Defense select EnviroCleanse to protect and purify the air on board the Navy ships? You ever think of that? It's got patented earth mineral technology plus hospital grade HEPA filter. So it's got a hospital grade HEPA filter. This filter. So we're going to have it up here, right? We'll have it up here. And it also destroys cold and flu viruses. No kidding. It destroys COVID. It destroys allergy inflaming toxins. It destroys mold. Really? That seems valuable. I like that idea that it kills mode, and it's hospital grade technology is so powerful. It's used in thousands of classrooms, and they actually have a promise. EnviroCleanse has a promise. Did you know this? That they promise far fewer colds and allergies and better sleep. I got to put this in my bedroom. We have it in the studio, and I promised I would put it in my bedroom, but then we went out of town for 2 weeks. I'm going to put it in my bedroom. I'm going to tell I am going to let, first of all, I want to talk about the CBD because that has helped me sleep. Free air quality. Oh, they also give you a free air quality monitor. So they could test the difference in your own home. So this is what you do. You go to visit EK, the letter E, the letter K, and then pure, PURE.com, ekpure.com, and use the code Jimmy, and you get 10% off on your EnviroCleanse machine. It's a home air purifier, and you get a free air quality monitor, plus fast free shipping. That's $150 in savings. That's ekpure.com, and use the code Jimmy, ekpure.com. Use the code Jimmy. Come see our live shows. We're going to be in Chicago, Rosemont, Las Vegas, Salt Lake City, New York City, Pottstown, Pennsylvania, Stamford, Toronto, Toledo, Detroit, St. Louis, and more. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for those tickets.
September 9th in Detroit. All right, let's get back. Let's play James Freeman before we go back to the court. I've seen this one a few times already.
All right, I stopped you because when you drove by me back there, you stuck your middle finger up the whole time you was driving by me. You think I didn't see you?
Yeah, I knew you seen me.
What was that for?
I mean, is it against the law? Is there a law against
it?
that?
It's a form of aggressive driving. You know what the
No,
Georgia
sir, it's
statute
not.
of aggressive driving is?
No, sir.
It's
I can
not
flip you off all I want to.
Okay.
You see that right there?
You're driving a vehicle and you're distracted driving by doing that. Now,
Write
you're
me a
mad
ticket.
And you're calling me a mother for no reason whatsoever.
You stopped me unlawfully. I can flip you off all day long.
Okay.
There it is again.
Like I'm saying to you, like I'm trying to educate you if you give me an opportunity.
You're the one who needs an education, obviously, Sarge.
Hey everybody, it's James Freeman, and today's video is coming to us from what looks like a brand new channel, North Georgia Audit. Looks like he's got 603 subscribers now. Let's get him up to the 1,000 mark. Check out this video. North Georgia Audit says in his description, after having some issues with this department, I drove past the corporal and gave him the finger. He didn't like it, so he pulled me over. Here's the full video. Pardon my French. I don't like my rights being trampled on. Also, pardon my gut.
All right.
Fort Williamson with the Commerce Police Department. You have your driver's license on you, please?
What'd you stop me for?
All right, I stopped you because when you drove by me back there, you stuck your middle finger up the whole time you was driving by me. You think I didn't see you?
Yeah, I knew you seen me.
What was that for?
I mean, is it against the law? Is there a law against
It is
that?
a form of aggressive driving. You know what the
No,
Georgia
sir, it's
statute
not.
of aggressive driving is?
No, sir. You can't be a complaining party in that.
I can't be a complaining
No,
party
sir,
in
you
aggressive
can't.
driving. Where's
No.
that written in the statute?
You want to get your supervisor out here?
Supervisor, just to let you know. You don't see
Then
the
I'm gonna need
stripes on my
somebody.
shoulder?
No, I didn't see you. Didn't.
This is who you get. So
Okay.
if you want to tell me what the statute is, go ahead and recite me what the statute is.
I don't
and
need to
tell me
recite
what
the statute. I need to tell you your
definition
job.
of- No, you don't need to.
I can
I'm
flip
asking
you off all I want to.
Okay.
You see that right there?
You're driving a vehicle and you're distracted driving by doing that.
I was looking at the road. I can do this all day long, sir.
Okay. So if you want to tell me what did
I'll tell you
do
what.
to
I don't
deserve
have
this
to give you
kind of
my ID.
behavior? Okay, you do.
I don't have to give you my ID because this is an unlawful stop. 100% unlawful stop. I can flip you off all day long. All day
So
long.
mad. Like, what did I do to deserve that from you? Just
All
tell
of
me
y'all
that.
deserve that.
All of us deserve that?
Until I know different. Yep.
Like all of us as long.
I was kidnapped and held for ransom for 2.5 years by cops. Until a jury of my peers set me free.
What did I
Okay?
do
Doesn't
to
matter
deserve
whether you
that?
did or not. I will do this all day long if I want to.
Okay. You're not going to do it while you're
100% right.
driving. I'm just telling you right now.
You want to write me a ticket for it?
I can. I don't.
No. Write me. I dare you to write me a ticket. License, insurance, registration's on the back. Write me a ticket, motherfucker.
See, look at the language
Write me
you
a
got
ticket,
right now, like,
motherfucker. Write me a ticket.
all right,
Write me a
you
ticket.
changed the whole
I'm
thing by
waiting.
calling me a mother.
Can I go in?
You cannot get out of the car.
Okay,
Don't
let's
get out of
go. Get this shit over with.
Now you're
Freedom of
sitting here
speech. You
talking-
can't be a complaining party in a disorderly conduct.
I can't be a
You absolutely cannot. I can cuss all day in front of you. There's no kids around. There's nobody else. You cannot be a complaining party in the state of Georgia on a disorderly conduct. Go check the law.
About disorderly conduct.
Well, you said I changed the stop. Write me a ticket.
You did because now
Write
you're
me a
mad
ticket.
and you're calling me a motherfucker for no reason whatsoever.
You stopped me unlawfully. I can flip you off all day long.
Okay.
There it is again.
Like I'm saying to you, like I'm trying to educate you if you give me an opportunity.
You're the one who needs an education, obviously, Sarge.
Okay. So, all right, then let me know which part I need to educate on so that I can educate myself.
That anybody can flip you off. This is 100% the First Amendment. As I will sit here and do it with my car running and driving past you as I did. I do it all the time. I do it to state troopers just to see if a motherfucker is going to be stupid enough to stop me for it. So there it is. Write me my fucking ticket and let's get this stop over with. I'm home.
Okay.
I got fries here.
Give me 1 second.
My old
I'll be
lady,
right back
thank
with
you.
okay?
Write my ticket.
While the corporal is gone, let's talk about some of the most used case law in this, including this name that I'm not even going to try to pronounce versus City of Fort Smith. The background of the case is that a state trooper was on a traffic stop when this man drove by and yelled, "Fuck you," to the officer. The court ruled that criticisms of police officer, even using foul language, are constitutionally protected, and also stated that flipping an officer off was the equivalent of yelling, "Fuck you." This case law has now been cited in dozens of other similar cases. Now, I want to bring Cohen v. California into this as well, like I do in so many of my videos, because it is one of the most powerful cases for the First Amendment. I want to point this out because this guy said that he can cuss at the officer and that there's no children or anyone else around.
I can cuss all day in front of you. There's no kids around. There's nobody else. You cannot be a complaining party in the state of Georgia on disorderly conduct.
But you need to understand that you can cuss at the officer even if there are children around. The biggest argument that the state had in Cohen v. California was that Cohen displayed the word fuck on his sweater and that women and children could see it. The court ruled that free speech doesn't end where sensitive persons' feelings begin, not even if those sensitive people are women and children.
Cohen's conviction rested in large part on the fact that women and children could clearly see the message. In that day and age, the protection of women and children from such vulgarity was considered a valued social interest. But Harlan argued that protection of sensitive persons alone could not overcome Cohen's right to communicate his message, even by use of offensive language. The court expressly rejected the notion that the state of California could justify Cohen's conviction based on the state's duty to protect public morals. The court argued that in a society as diverse and populous as the United States, the free exchange of ideas, even offensively expressed ideas, is a virtue worthy of First Amendment protection. Allowing the state to prohibit the public display of one offensive word would open the floodgates to the state restricting even more language, and inevitably to the state prohibiting the expression of certain ideas. This, the court said, was what the First Amendment was intended to prevent.
I understand that there are a lot of people out there who do not want words and ideas expressed in front of them and or their children. And that's okay. If you don't want to hear other people's opinions and ideas, then stay home, close your blinds, and turn off all of your media devices. But I can absolutely positively assure you that if you decide you want to live in a society where the government gets to restrict words and ideas, that your words and ideas will be restricted too. And I'm not someone who doesn't understand where people are coming from on this. I have children from ages 15 to 2. But we teach our children that no matter how bad you think a word is, or how bad you think somebody's idea is, that there's nothing more dangerous than believing that it's okay for the government to restrict those people's words and ideas because you don't like them. Do people sometimes say things that you don't like?
Almost every day.
Do you like it when people cuss?
Not especially, no.
Especially in front of you?
I really don't like that.
So what do you do?
Ignore it, maybe leave.
All right. What about when they cuss in front of your little sister?
Try to leave.
All right. Do you think that you have the right to put your hands on somebody because they said something that you don't like?
No.
Then do you have the right to ask the police to put their hands on somebody because they said something you don't like?
Absolutely not.
The majority of people that I come across in my daily life don't have the slightest clue what the First Amendment was about and don't have the slightest clue that it's about protecting unpopular speech. Just because you're in the majority today and your words and ideas are widely accepted doesn't mean that you're not soon going to become the minority whose words and ideas will not be allowed. And that's why it's so important for each and every one of us to stand up for other people's rights to speak and express themselves, especially in ways that we don't agree with.
All right, sir. So you see, I got a couple of people. It's just for our safety. All right. So look, I'm gonna do as you said. I'm gonna give you the ticket for aggressive driving.
Appreciate you.
I went ahead and got a case
Corporal,
number.
you gonna let him write me a ticket for flipping him off?
She's my sergeant.
Sergeant.
Yeah.
You gonna let him write me a ticket for flipping him off? Aggressive driving. Okay.
That's what I was trying. If you
It's
let
not
me-
aggressive driving. We'll see it in court. I'll
Give me
see
a
you in
second
court.
so I
I
can
don't
explain
I don't
it to
need a second. Let me sign the shit and let's
All
go.
right.
Let's
So
get
look,
this shit
man,
over with.
This is going to be my copy. I'll put an X right here for you. If you just
10-4.
go ahead and sign right there. For
Copy
me.
that. 3 of y'all, because I flipped somebody off. 3 of y'all for this. 3 of y'all for this. It took 3 of y'all. It took 3 of y'all. I'm not getting myself in trouble. I can stand here all day long and do this. Get the fuck out. Kick rocks. Emerson, kick rocks. You're dismissed. You're dismissed. You're dismissed.
Hey, it's Lieutenant Holly at Commerce Police Department. I had a voicemail from you
Yeah.
about the video.
Yeah. You seen it already?
Yes, I have. I've been looking at this for over 2 weeks now,
Okay.
maybe 3 weeks.
All right. It sounded like your corporal had a great conversation with the sergeant. Unfortunately, for some reason, the recording cut off right there, so I'll try to paraphrase it for you as best I can. While the department now understands that flipping off the police and cussing at them is absolutely protected free speech, they're still stuck on this idea that doing so might constitute aggressive driving. He also expressed to me that out of all the messages he's received in the last few days, the only call he returned is mine because I was the only one who was respectful in my message. I explained to him that the type of people who are calling him are people who have seen this case play out over and over and over and over again and are
Yeah,
starting to
he will.
realize that no matter how much case law we get on this
He looks
stuff,
just
you
like
guys
him, too.
continue to abuse us. I tried to explain to him that the general public feels as if we're running out of options because no matter what we do within the system, you continue to abuse us and break the law. I explained to him that it's only natural that you can only push people around and shit on them for so long before they stop acting rationally and start doing irrational things. I explained to him that if this guy loses in court, he either pays a fine or goes to jail for being wrong. But if he wins in court, he doesn't really win because he spends tens of thousands of dollars paying attorneys to get the same outcome that's already been achieved multiple times in higher courts. And the police officer faces zero consequences for being wrong, giving him zero incentive to stop being wrong. You see, when there's no consequences for criminal actions, criminals continue to commit crimes. As long as we continue to see police walk free when they get it wrong, they will
Sir.
continue to intentionally get it wrong. I hear so many people talk about this like it's not a big deal and tell me, hey, you know, if the cops were wrong or the court was wrong, just sue and you'll get paid. But wait a second, them getting it wrong and violating your rights under color of law is quite literally a criminal
The
act.
RX.
Yes, a
Yeah,
criminal
yeah.
act. According to 18 U.S.C. 242, violation of rights under color of law is punishable by up to 10 years in prison or even death if such a violation results in rape or kidnapping. I'll bet you anything that if law enforcement across
Wow,
the
really?
US
I've never
saw
even
this
thought of that.
corporal go to
I
prison
even
for
going to the
violating
VA, I
someone's
have to
rights
pay a
under
copay
color
to
of
the
law,
VA.
which he did, that scenarios like this would happen a lot less. But we all know that won't happen.
I'll
So you
check
can
into that.
expect
But
a
yeah, I'll
lot
shoot
more
her a message,
people
let
to
her know.
start acting a lot more irrational to handle things like this. You see, when there's no consequences for criminal actions, criminals
I mean,
continue to commit crimes.
Right.
And when those
Yeah, no
criminals
problem.
are
Thanks
the
for letting
ones
me
who
know.
swore to protect you from criminals, you can expect that eventually your society
You know who
will
Joni
fall
is?
into total chaos.
Tony's good peeps. Shit. All right. Getting good vibes, so here we go. All right, let's find something else. Put on this for now.
Yes, I did. Just briefly, before we go into those specifics, can you describe for the jury what DNA is?
Yes, so DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid, and it is the genetic material that is present in all living organisms. It is the blueprint that codes for all structures and functions within our body. DNA is inherited, so you receive half of your DNA from your mother and half from your father.
And
You got
why
2/3
is
of your
DNA a
DNA from an
valuable
egg.
tool in criminal investigations or in identifying potential individuals?
And so DNA is valuable because different people will have different DNA profiles. With the exception of identical twins will share the same DNA profile. Almost everybody else will have different DNA profiles, and that allows us to compare DNA profiles taken from items of evidence to DNA standards that are taken from known individuals to see if those profiles.
I do that so my viewers get a chance to see other people's channels, and the only people that can really control speech in my chat is me. It's kind of the opposite of having no mods, because with mod, you can check other people's channels and stuff like that. And you can drop links if you have something interesting that everybody might want to watch.
DNA can also be found in other cells, such as skin cells, that are commonly left behind on touched items.
Is the DNA from a particular person the same throughout their body, despite the source of that DNA?
Yes, regardless of which specific source or bodily fluid your DNA comes from, your DNA will be the same throughout your body.
Jason Jones says, I swear I
turning
had no
back to the DNA
idea
analysis that you
last hour listening to
conducted,
this that
in this
Schabusiness was
case,
a
can
white
you,
guy that looked like a backup
first
dancer for the
describe
Cats
the
Broadway show.
autosomal STR
What?
DNA analysis that you conducted in this case?
Could you please, clarify your question?
Sure. Well, what is autosomal STR DNA as opposed to other types of DNA like YSTR DNA analysis?
Yes, so at our lab, we have two different types of DNA analysis.
The short you
available to us.
posted? I'll have to
The
check
more
that out.
common one is referred to as autosomal STR DNA analysis. Autosomal refers to the DNA that everybody will have, both males and females. Everybody has 23 pairs of chromosomes in their body. 22 of those are referred to as autosomal chromosomes, and the last pair are referred to as the sex chromosomes. So males will have an X and a Y sex chromosome, and females will have two X chromosomes. When we perform the autosomal analysis, we generate a DNA profile from any DNA that's present in that sample. The other option available to us is YSTR testing. YSTR testing generates a DNA profile only from the Y
He told me about this
chromosome.
stuff. The meat
So
gazer.
since only males have a Y chromosome and females do not, that YSTR testing will essentially ignore any female DNA that's present in the sample and only generate a profile from male DNA that's present. This is very helpful in samples in which there is a lot of female DNA and a very small amount or relatively small amount of male DNA compared to the female DNA. So if that male DNA is relevant to the case, we might want to perform this YSTR testing to try to help us determine the DNA profile for that Y chromosome.
Rowan
Now,
Coward
unlike,
says, Betty has a
autosomal,
jar of DNA with a My
DNA
Little Pony in it at
profiles,
home. Nah, come
Y
on, man.
STR profiles are not as discriminating because they are not unique to any one individual. Unrelated, or while most males will generally have different Y profiles, it is possible that unrelated males could just happen to share the same Y profile by chance. And we do expect that all paternally related male relatives, so male relatives who share a father-son type relationship, we would expect that they would also share the same Y profile as well.
Show it. I just dropped it into the chat so I can, because I pulled it up from the other laptop.
We just got a call, wanted to come check you a little bit. You know, nothing wrong with
I understand. A bunch of people look at me weird because I'm just like holding a sign.
Yeah, that's okay. Do you know your social at all?
Mm-hmm.
Can I have it?
Why would you need it?
Social?
Did I commit a crime?
No. You don't have to identify you don't want to.
Well, I've got a Fourth Amendment, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
I'll just talk.
Do you know the First Amendment, the 5 points of it?
Yep, I got you. You don't have to talk to us. I can give you a ride home if you want.
I'm walking. I'm fine.
Okay. Where do you live at?
David's.
Okay, so you're not too far.
No.
As long as you got water, you're not walking in the roadway.
Yeah, I got a water.
So we're just checking a little bit. That's all, okay? Yep. We just got a call. Wanted to come check you a little bit. You know, nothing wrong with
I understand.
Began your analysis of the individual items in this case. Did you note items that appear?
It looks like Stop Oil just got a taste of their own medicine. You love to see it. Welcome back. Beautiful and amazing human beings. My name's Luke Gradowski here of WeAreChange.org, and there is a lot of absolutely crazy news to get into, as our modern society today is rightfully filled with a lot of mistrust in the system and institutions, which of course breeds conspiracy theories, and there sure is a lot of them today, specifically surrounding a procedure that we're going to be talking about in depth in this video, plus a lot more, all on this independent media broadcast. If you like the official Biden unofficial 2024 presidential campaign shirt, you can get it on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. And the clip that we played in the beginning of this broadcast was originally released by @MyLordBeeboo that highlighted activists going up against other activists at Stop Oil and, quote, giving them a taste of their own medicine by taping an alarm to a balloon and letting it go during one of their gatherings and meetings, as they plan on doing very similar shenanigans to other individuals in the general public. Some people call it karma, some people call it divine intervention. I say it as what goes around comes around, and holy cow, that was freaking hilarious. In other not really hilarious news, today we're also finding out what we've been reporting to you for many years now, and that is that China is secretly sending gear to Russia to equip them during this larger proxy war between the East and the West that is currently unfolding in Ukraine right now, a situation where even the former president of the United States, Donald Trump, has officially come out and said on record that he wants to give an additional $100 billion to, which of course would prolong this conflict, specifically reiterating that he wants the European Union to give and match America's donation, or some would say blood sacrifice money, to Ukraine to the tune of $100 billion. This after directly being asked on Fox News if he would, quote, stop the money flowing to Ukraine. This as the U.S. Congress has approved nearly $113 billion in assistance, which Donald Trump wants to see even more money given to that country to prolong this conflict, but given by the European nations, officially saying that he would, quote, pressure them to step up their support, and that, quote, they gotta pay. Donald Trump also in that statement said that he would get the war settled, and how would you do that if you're still financing the military-industrial complex and continuing and prolonging it by obviously clearly giving Ukraine the weapons in order to do so? That again doesn't make any sense, as of course Donald Trump has represented one of the few politicians willing to speak up against this war, leaving many of his supporters now confused about his stance here, as he's calling for more money to prolong it. This, as we're also learning today, that there is a standoff between him and Joe Rogan, as we're getting news reports that allegedly Joe Rogan is turning down the former president of the United States from being on the Joe Rogan podcast, which would probably be a very tough interview.
What size you got?
Joe
Oh, no, I
Rogan,
didn't get it yet. I
something
didn't
that
read
a
it
lot
yet.
of people would, of course, love to see,
size did you
as
wear?
recently RFK Jr.'s appearance on the Joe Rogan podcast has garnered a lot of media attention and started a lot of conversations that would have never been started by, of course, the corporate media. And with the way things are going, I think it's fair to say that we probably will not be seeing the former president of the United States on this podcast, which in my opinion, is a shame. In related former presidents of the United States leaving people confused news, we have Obama's personal chef that was just found dead on his property in Martha's Vineyard at his multi-million-dollar beachfront mansion, leaving a lot of people to speculate what actually is happening.
She had
here.
some,
Of
but
course,
she
Hillary
thought that they
Clinton's
may be too
personal
small
chef
for it.
also previously drowned a couple years ago.
large
There was
boys.
speculation that Obama's personal chef couldn't swim, but there's videos of him swimming online, leaving some people to question how did he drown in 8 feet of water while he was paddle boarding, what was going on here. And again, we do not know, as the system that has bred so much mistrust in it is being
Let me know,
heavily
and then we can set you
questioned.
up a start
And
date.
I think rightfully so. Now, of course, the questioning of the narrative and the system and the
All right,
establishment.
all right. That's
is
all right.
something that we
It's
can't
so
really
this is
do
you
to the
this
fullest
last one here?
extent that we
Yep,
want
it's
to
okay.
here on this particular platform. And that's why we created LukeUnfiltered.com, my own platform, my own website, where I get to say and do whatever the hell I
can take those
want,
with you.
as we're going to have a
Yeah.
brand new spanking video available for members
Huh?
right after this one,
Those are for you to
as
keep.
I am right
they're
now
not the same. Yeah,
in
yeah.
the middle
Aren't they the
of it
same?
all, California, Los Angeles, where I will be doing a meetup this Thursday for members
Those
of
are the ones you just tried out.
LukeUnfiltered.com. So if you're a member,
Aren't they?
7,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
you can
I'm
have
gonna do
those.
6 p.m. to 9 p.m. We're going to be doing a meetup
Okay.
in Los Angeles, where we're going to be hanging out, breaking
like
bread,
that stick.
talking, trying to
That stick
build a
is sweet.
community here. If you're looking to make friends,
How
looking
tall
to
does it
find
get?
like-minded individuals in the California, Los Angeles area, definitely sign up to LukeUnfiltered.com or to the Twitter
Okay.
memberships.
Stencil.
And we, of course, will be sending you out the details of the meetup that's going to be happening this
What I
Thursday
have is
on
literally
my
just a
birthday, where
tripod,
I
but it's
will be
only like
hanging
a
out
little
with
handle.
you guys. I look
It's
very
tiny.
much forward towards
I have
doing
the-
that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And
Getting
we did
old, but I
this
can't
all over
make
the
it work
United
with
States.
anything but
And
the
that's
shittiest
just one
phone.
perk of being a member of LukeUnfiltered.com. As of course, we also have contest giveaways, memorabilia giveaways, 3 master classes, a forum, a members only store that gives you shirts at cost. And again, lots of really incredible things, including a new report later on today. We also have some exclusive reports looking into stem cells and optimizing your health, which specifically are only available for members right now on LukeUnfiltered.com. As of course, I think right now, especially what's happening in the news today, taking care of your health is absolutely critically important, as of course, there are a lot of medical professionals out there that have been hijacked by private industries, that have been corrupted, that have been bought off just like politicians, and are, of course, fear-mongering or trying to sell you a product that a lot of people make a lot of money off of. This, as of course, Peter Hotez is in the news today, as he is now warning people not to go to the movies, and is, quote, predicting a huge spike in sicknesses because of Barbie Hammer, as of course a lot of Americans are going to the movie theaters. And according to Peter Hotez, this is bad. This is not good. And people need to take a
He was a
rushed
quack.
experimental gene therapy and get boosted and take it multiple times, since, of course, this product that allegedly worked 100% of the time is a little flaky, to say the least, especially when it comes to all the flip-flopping and duplicitous statements that were said about it. This says today we also got the sad and tragic news of Bronny James, the
order one
18-year-old
too.
son of a LeBron James, that collapsed and suffered a cardiac arrest yesterday during a basketball game practice, which ended up him being rushed to the hospital. And even though a lot of the details here are
The
still
68
murky,
inch.
even though we still don't know
16, that's
exactly
5
what's
feet.
happening here, I think it's fair to say that this is a tragedy, and something that, of course, will be impacting him for the rest of his life, as, of course, he was sent to an intensive care unit, and the condition that he dealt with is a very serious one that usually has a lot of long-term complications and problems for overall health. Now, how did one of the top athletes in this country at the age of 18 end up in the ICU is yet another question, as of course there are a lot of high-profile incidents of many celebrities being rushed to the hospital, being given blood clots, and dealing with very significant health problems after some mysterious circumstances that we are still not privy to and do not know nothing about. As of course, Jamie Foxx is yet another individual that also has to deal with a lot of speculation around his health. Tori Kelly was just recently rushed to the hospital after collapsing, and doctors found blood clots near vital organs, leaving a lot of people asking themselves, why are these very powerful, super healthy individuals that could afford the best healthcare in the entire industry, why are they dealing with such significant health problems? As a lot of people are remembering that a lot of them did take a medical procedure that is linked to a lot of the very similar health problems in circumstances that are linked.
Those that know Eric, love Eric, or hate him, but I don't want to be around the people that hate him. So,
to those very specific problems that they're dealing with now. As of course, LeBron James, the father of Bronny James, came out and made a statement a couple months ago talking about how his family did actually take this procedure, a procedure that we don't have the ability to talk about freely here, as of course it's important to note here that this was a rushed procedure, a procedure that wasn't fully tested through medical science, as other procedures usually are that are put on the market, and also one that has no liability to whatever it may or may not do to you, thankfully, because of Donald Trump, who, of course, implemented and allowed the pharma industrial complex to, of course, not follow any rules and regulations when it came to producing it. Now, is this what's connected to all of these individuals and all of these top-level celebrities, and also a lot of other people in the regular world who are dealing with significant increases in cancers, cardiac arrests, and other blood clots and issues that, of course, I believe are being swept under the rug? Well, I don't know. And it's important to note here that we are talking about situations and individuals that we still do not know the full details about. And all we're left here with is speculation. Now, why are we left with speculation here? Well, that's because when this product was pushed out there, it wasn't tested. It wasn't correlated with anything. And the system that currently the United States has to track and database particular injuries and potential.
Believe me, I just came off of my 5th suspension. So, yeah.
Fatal occurrences when it comes to this product is absolutely
Haven't lost
flawed
the
and
channel yet.
ineffective. Now, why do we have a system where certain companies get to violate and break all the rules and regulations and have no liability, while, of course, not even documenting the effects of it properly? That's a question that I think should be being asked here, as, of course, some people are asking for privacy of these individuals. And I think we could respect that, but at the same time, also legitimately ask the real hard questions to why so many young people are dealing with these ailments, and why aren't we tracking, databasing, and finding out exactly what's going on here? As, of course, the picture that probably would be represented would be one that would make a big industry that I believe hijacked our government look bad. And therefore, I think we have no oversight here or transparency or accountability, which we desperately need to have more than ever, in my own personal opinion. As, of course, myocarditis was rare in young people before 2020, and now it's becoming almost an unavoidable occurrence in many young people, as there's even commercials advertising myocarditis care for young children already being played on American mainline television. This, as Elon Musk is also asking some questions surrounding the details of what's going on here by officially tweeting a couple minutes ago that, quote, "We cannot ascribe everything to the procedure, but by the same token, we cannot ascribe nothing. Myocarditis is a known side effect. The only question is whether it's rare or uncommon," end quote. And I do believe his assessment is correct here, as, of course, it's a skeptical one that's asking questions and asking for more transparency and oversight that we have sadly been not given at all. The corporate media responded to this by acting shocked and now alleging that Elon Musk is seizing a tragedy in order to, of course, push some conspiracy theories. And he didn't do that. These kind of flamboyantly distasteful takes from propaganda outlets like the Rolling Stone are absolutely
So, tell me now, why did you call me over here today? I was going about my business here on I-76 in Sheridan, legally doing my business on my dad. They came in tonight and said, "Get off my corner." You hear my back. That sound like a threat to your liberty? Well, I'm going to leave that I'm going to try for the record, I just support the law enforcement. Yeah. Hello, shit is fucked up and stuff.
Disingenuous here, as of course we should have concern to what's happening in our mainline society, especially with so many young people that are being affected by all of this, as we keep hearing news reports after news reports of these occurrences with very little oversight and data being provided to us. And that's, of course, why we are left with speculation, which I think is rightfully granted here and not distasteful, but absolutely needed, and something that we're left with because of all the corruption and all the horrible actions by Big Pharma and the U.S. government that colluded together to, of course, benefit themselves and, in my opinion, screw everyone else over. And if you're going to act shocked that people are speculating what's happening here in the face of everything that just happened within the last 3 years, you should also be shocked that some people are trying to excuse these rise of heart attacks and cardiovascular issues on climate change. And yes, ABC News literally ran a headline trying, and many other media publications did this as well, trying to blame climate change for people having serious heart disease, which, again, I would say that, that's a little bit more conspiratorial than people raising obvious connections with obvious side effects from procedures that people were extorted and manipulated to take. Now, do we know for a fact that what happened to all these celebrities is connected to this product, to this procedure? No. Could it be? In my own personal opinion, I think there's a high probability of it. But again, that's just my own speculation. What do you think is happening here? Let me know down in the comment section below. I got one more video where I'm going to be expanding on this a little bit more and talking a little bit more freely on lukeunfiltered.com. And that video is available for you guys right now in the description below. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. And this is why I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on wearechange.org.
It's quick.
Mixture. At least one of those three individuals was male, and I analyzed that mixture using star mix, assuming 3 individuals. When I compared the DNA profile from Taylor Schabusiness, I found that it is at least 1 quadrillion times more likely to observe that DNA mixture profile if it is a mixture resulting from Taylor Schabusiness and 2 other people.
They like
than
to
if it
say
were a
that over and
mixture
over
resulting
again.
from 3 random unknown people. That provides very strong support for inclusion, or very strong support that DNA from Taylor Schabusiness is present in the mixture. I then compared the DNA profile from Schabusiness, and I received an uninformative likelihood ratio. So uninformative just means that statistical values in that range have been observed both for individuals known to be in a mixture and individuals known to not be in a mixture. Therefore, no conclusion will be made regarding the presence of DNA from Schabusiness to that mixture. Essentially, there is no strong support that its DNA is there, and there's no strong support that its DNA is not there.
And then you mentioned, so does that summary that we went through, does that cover all of the autosomal STR DNA analysis you conducted in this case?
Yes, it is.
And you talked earlier about this, the YSTR DNA and conclusions that you, that there is YSTR DNA analysis that can be done. Did you utilize that in this case?
Yes, I did.
And what items did you test for using the YSTR method?
So using that YSTR method, I tested the oral swabs from Schabusiness for use as a standard for comparisons. And I also tested the swab from the dildo. So that swab from the dildo had a large amount of female DNA and a relatively small amount of male DNA. So I decided to perform this YSTR testing on it as well.
And with respect to item J1, what was your YSTR testing conclusion?
I developed a mixture of at least 2 males. So at least 2 different males contributed DNA to this mixture. This mixture is suitable for exclusionary purposes only. So I cannot make an inclusionary statement, or I cannot say that somebody is consistent with the DNA in this mixture. I can only make comparisons, and if there are enough differences between the mixture and the individual standard, I might be able to say that that person's DNA is not present, so they would be excluded. Otherwise, if they cannot be excluded, they would be inconclusive. So for this comparison, I compared the YSTR profile from Schabusiness to this mixture from the swab from the dildo. And I concluded that the possible contribution of DNA from Schabusiness is inconclusive due to the complexity of the mixture.
Mr. Scott, the conclusions that you testified here to today and the conclusions that are contained in your report, are those your opinions?
See you later, Joni. Thanks for
Reasonable
coming
degree
in.
of medical certainty.
Be looking out for you.
Responsibility?
I believe so.
Responsibility? I mean, okay.
I would move for the admission of the exhibit, Your Honor. I think it's 88.
You gonna object to it? No.
He swabbed it.
No objection.
88 will be received.
He swabbed that dildo.
Further questions for the witness at this time?
Okay, cross-examination, Mr. Freilich.
Mr. Scott, good afternoon. As to the testing and swabbing of the dildo item,
Gonna focus on the fact
you
that the
saying
dildo, you can't
you cannot
actually use it
confirm whether or not
as inclusive.
Schabusiness DNA is on that item? Is that what you're saying?
Correct. He had an uninformative conclusion for the autosomal results and an inconclusive conclusion for the YSTR results.
If that item was touched on someone's body, would it be likely that DNA would show up on that item?
DNA can transfer to an item, that's possible. However, it is also possible that an object could be touched and we would not be able to detect enough of that person's DNA to develop a profile.
If I shook your hand, would my DNA likely to transfer to your hand and vice versa?
It's possible.
What if I shook your penis? What if I put my hand on a dildo and then put it inside of you?
I tested
a profile from a light switch.
Yes, I had a swab that was reportedly from a light switch.
Do you know which light switch it was?
It was from a red substance on a bedroom light switch.
And it's true that blood was not detected.
People, when you said, "Oh, now I'm going to find out who I'm talking to," they give you your name. They're not aware of their rights. So it's the police guy with the badge. I don't care.
I'm not going to force you to give me my name.
I don't. Well, I don't.
know.
Is that not why you got out of the car?
I would like to know.
You didn't want to just say, like, because you didn't try and make my acquaintance when you drove by the first time. When I said something to you for driving on the wrong side of the street, that's when you pulled over.
I did. Yes.
Okay, so then you got out of the car to try and flex your badge on.
I'm not flexing anything on. Do I seem like I'm flexing anything right now?
You did before I checked your nuts.
What are you talking
about?
I'm not that guy.
Okay, now I'm going to find out who you are. Like,
I'd
no,
like to
you're
find
not.
out who I am.
You'd like to find out who you are? Look at your birth
I'd
certificate
like
if you
to
don't know
find
who
out
you
who
are.
I'm talking to.
Trust me, I'm not. First of all, I'm on a public sidewalk. I'm in a public.
That's what you're up to. I can walk up and wait. You know the mass law so well, right?
Yeah.
I can walk up and approach anyone.
Is it a Terry stop?
It's not a Terry stop, but I can.
Am I
approach-
detained?
No.
I said I'm free to go.
Yeah.
If I'm free to go,
I
I'm free to
never said you
stay, and I can stay right here.
Exactly.
Guys, I hope you enjoy this. Is actually my very first video. Saying this cop was owned and destroyed would be an understatement. This video, and me personally, is a perfect example of why anyone and everyone should film the police. I apologize for the shakiness of the camera and holding the lens the wrong way, but keep in mind it was my first video. Enjoy, and that's the reason I stopped you today. The body cam, right?
No, I don't.
Oh, it's for my protection.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna give you my name.
Okay.
All right. Is there anything else?
No, I just wonder why you're talking about me on the wrong side of the road.
Because you're a police officer.
Yeah.
You're on the wrong side of the road with a car no more than 3 feet in front of you,
Okay.
coming towards you.
But I was parked and I was talking to you.
Did you have your emergency lights on?
No, I didn't.
So unless you have your emergency lights on, you're not allowed to evade traffic laws. So if all I'm saying is, if I'm on the wrong side of the road, I'm getting a ticket for that. Am I right?
That's wrong. No, you're not necessarily getting a ticket. Why would you assume you're automatically going to get a ticket?
Well, do you think it's wrong? Would you tell me, hey, listen, you're on the wrong side of the road?
I didn't think anything was wrong.
If I was on the wrong side of the road, would you tell me I was on the wrong side of the road?
Come up and talk to you like I'm talking to you right now.
Okay, well, I was letting you know that you're on the wrong side of the road. And then you get out of the car and you say, what's your name? Now I got to know who I'm talking to. Like, how about this? I'm not going to tell you my name. I don't have to tell you anything.
Okay. I didn't say you had to tell me anything. I'm talking to you.
Well, to even ask me, like, that's
I'm talking to you in a normal conversation.
like, you think, like, as most people I understand will probably, like,
you in a normal
they
tone.
probably don't know their rights.
I'm talking to you in a normal tone. Am I not?
Now you are, but you got out of the car like all like fucking tough guy. Like, oh, now I want to know who I'm talking to.
I want to know who I'm talking to.
Like, and I don't have to tell you
I
who
just
you're
like to know
talking
the
to.
name of the person I'm talking to.
You're talking to the guy that told you shouldn't be driving on the wrong side of the fucking
I
road.
wasn't driving. Whoa.
I have freedom of speech. You're not going to catch me up on that. There's no one around. It's not disorderly conduct.
I didn't say it was disorderly conduct. But
Like,
you're the one going there.
I am.
Okay. You're telling me. You're correcting me.
The only thing I won't do is like blow smoke at you because that's a public safety issue. Other than
It's not a
that,
public safety issue. I used to smoke.
listen. To get first of all,
Listen,
you're blocking a fucking intersection, right?
No.
You are like.
What are you, the public safety officer?
No, I'm just saying all the shit that you guys would say to me.
What are you
Why
talking
can't?
about? I've never met you. I don't know you from Adam.
Okay, but what I'm saying is the police in general. If I'm
I asked
parked
you what
right
you were
here,
doing in front of St.
like why
Joe's
don't you?
at this hour? Because obviously there's no
Is there,
mask going on.
is there a fucking no trespass? I'm not. First of all, I'm on a public sidewalk. I'm on a public
That's what
easement.
you're up to. I can walk up. Wait, you know the mask law so well, right?
Yeah.
I can walk up and approach anyone.
Is it a Terry stop?
It's not a Terry stop, but I can.
Am I
approach-
detained?
No.
I said I'm free to go.
Yeah.
If I'm free to
I
go, I'm
never
free to
said you
stay,
had
and I can stay right here.
Exactly.
Without being
I
questioned.
never told you you had to go anywhere.
So I don't understand why you're out of your car right now.
Because I can be out of my car if I want to be.
I'm blocking an
But it's like
intersection without your safety lights.
Someone can go around me.
Okay, but why don't you put on your lights?
Why do I need to put my lights on?
Because you're in the middle of the street.
I'm not in the middle.
Like, why is it different for you guys and for everybody else?
Why are you so upset about, like, did someone offend you once? Like, you,
Well,
you
people have offended me many times in my
Okay.
life. I don't like the way that you got out of the car like you're fucking some tough guy.
I'm not a tough guy.
Like, hey, now I'm going to find out who you are. Like,
I'd
no,
like
you're
to find
not.
out who I am.
You'd like to find out who you are? Look at your birth
I'd
certificate
like
if you
to
don't know
find
who
out
you
who
are.
I'm talking to. I stand corrected. Okay?
All right, is there anything else?
No.
I would suggest that you either put your, like, you're a supervisor. That's crazy. I would suggest you put your emergency lights
You're
on
critiquing
or
it.
not
You're-
park in the
you're
middle of the
critiquing
road.
It's crazy.
You know, that could be a crime right now, and you're stopping to talk to me because you know what? I'm going to stay here. You're going to take. You're going to leave before I am.
They could call me on the radio.
You're going to leave before I am.
Okay.
Like, I don't appreciate it. I've had issues with the Wakefield cops before,
Not
and
me,
they,
though.
and they all
Not
pull the same
me.
thing. Let me get ID.
I didn't say let get ID.
Well,
I
they
never
pull-
asked
pull-
you for your ID.
you're asking
You
my
moved that
name.
to me. I asked you your name.
Mm-hmm.
Simply your first name. Just because I'd like to know. I gave you my name. I'm John.
So I don't understand why you're still here.
Because I'm just talking to you.
Like,
There's one person to another.
Why?
Because you felt the need to critique my driving.
No, let me tell. Can I tell you exactly why you're here? And maybe you could take criticism or not. It's because I got flip of my mouth because I can fucking do that, right? And you wanted to get out the car. You know what? 9 out of 10 people, when you said, "Oh, now I'm going to find out who I'm talking to," they give you your name. They're not aware of their rights. So it's the police guy with the badge. I don't care.
I'm not going to force you to give me my name.
I don't. Well, I
I
don't.
know.
Is that not why you got out of the car?
I would like to know.
You didn't want to just say, like, because you didn't try and make my acquaintance when you drove by the first time. When I said something to you for driving on the wrong side of the street, that's when you pulled over.
I did. Yes.
Okay, so then you got out of the car to try and flex your badge on.
I'm not flexing anything on. Do I seem like I'm flexing anything right now?
You did before I checked your nuts.
What are you talking about?
I don't understand why you're still here.
I don't understand why you're making like a mountain out of a molehill.
I can make a fucking mountain out of a fucking anthill if I want.
Okay.
I'm not breaking any laws. I was spending my time minding my own business, and until you came and changed that.
In front of a church with 3 people, so I came over to.
Okay, can you point out the statute that says I can't be on a public easement?
Couldn't do it.
It's a public easement.
I didn't say you
This is
couldn't
public
do it.
property. I can be here till whenever I want. Is there a city ordinance in effect?
I never said you couldn't do it. I just wanted to come over and see what you guys are up
Okay,
to.
well then you're all set.
He's lighting him up.
Yeah.
You're all set. Like, you know what I mean?
Like you don't have to. Like I don't know why this went from like 0 to 100.
Because you broke the law.
I broke the law.
Yeah.
What?
Do you have anything in your car I should know about?
What are you?
Anything illegal on you?
I don't know.
You mind if I search you?
Sure. Go
Can I
ahead.
see your ID, please?
I don't have it on me.
Can you put your hands up against the car?
Why would I do that?
Oh, I'm going to have to issue you a citation. Unmarked lane change, unfortunately.
Why would I have to? Verbal warning. You could do that too.
But I choose not to.
Discretion's up.
Officer, well, there's no courtesy. There's no courtesy here. I'm not a cop, so I don't have to give you courtesy.
I never said you had to. My keys can't be broken either.
Well,
you know that though too, right?
See you later. What's your badge number? Burnham, badge number 75. All right, see you later.
That's my first name too.
See you later. I don't need your first name.
I already gave it to you.
I don't need it. I wasn't paying attention, to be honest.
Okay. I'm not required to give you anything.
Yeah, you are. Your badge number. Yeah. Well, if you don't want me to know the rest, you shouldn't have it in your shirt there.
I'm required to have it on my shirt. It's not on my uniform.
All right, so then you gave me 2.
Yeah, I gave you both. I'm usually required by law just to give you one of the other. Just so
I
you know.
fucking hate the cops.
Why?
Cause you guys I would say no offense, but I don't care. You guys are just pigs.
Why?
Because you're fucking pigs.
Why do you say that?
Because you are.
What do you do for work?
None of your business. I don't answer questions.
Okay. Well, whatever you do for work, how would you like it if someone said or made derogatory comments about it?
I'd applaud them for standing up for their fucking. Do you know what the First Amendment is?
Yes.
What is it?
First Amendment, right to free speech.
What else?
A whole slew of things.
A whole slew of things. So your job is to defend the Constitution, and you don't even know what it is. Freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, right to gather, practice religion.
Yep.
What's the Second Amendment?
Right to bear arms.
Third Amendment.
We're not going to get into a test.
You don't know Fourth Amendment, Fifth Amendment?
What's the 10th? What's the 21st?
21st Amendment is you have a duty to stand up against tyranny. The blood of liberty. How about this? The tree of liberty.
21st Amendment is there to repeal prohibition.
The tree of liberty should be refreshed with the blood of patriots and tyrants.
So you're it's 4th of July. That's good.
Yeah.
It's 4th of July. That's good.
Yeah.
See you around.
See you around. That sounds like a threat. They would
Walk
say.
of shame.
Was good. Let's look at some
DCI, is that
pictures of her.
a state agency?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Did you previously have employment with a different state agency?
Yes, I used to work for the State Crime Lab in Madison.
And how are you employed with the crime lab?
I was an evidence specialist.
What does that mean?
That means that I receipted any evidence that came into the lab. I also released evidence once we were done testing it.
I don't know if
Can you
Schabusiness will
describe
take the
the
stand, but I
process,
want her
how
to take
the
the stand.
Wisconsin State Crime Lab receives items of evidence.
Yeah, so law enforcement agencies.
That's the same attorney she has now. Oh shit, a ginger.
Chad is thirsty as hell. How long is the trial supposed to last? It's supposed to be a 1-week trial, so it should wrap up by Friday, is the idea. Yeah, what is she so happy about?
She attacked her lawyer in one of the preliminary hearings.
She read chat. Never do that. Oh shit, we got
Thank you, Anna.
Sam Walther
It doesn't
says
look like the same
Schabusiness, Schabusiness roll call. My name is Taylor. I like to peg. If you don't like it, I'll eat your leg. Eric the Red says, how long would it take the witch defendant to eat the DNA? Not long. Not long at all. Neo Zed says, objection, DNA is institutional transphobia. Also, if evidence J doesn't fit, you must acquit. Salt A, I want crazy mommy milkies to peg, choke, and behead me. Also says, I wonder if they did a semen analysis. And Salt A says, is she getting herself off? The eyes say a lot. They didn't find any semen. Which is actually the saddest part of this story.
Yes, I do.
And what is that?
That is a receipt of physical evidence.
And is that a form that's typically completed by the Wisconsin State Crime Lab as part of a receipt of evidence?
Good tuna
Yes,
cast, right?
this is the receipt that we provide to law enforcement agencies once we're done entering their case.
Okay. And I should have asked, you being employed with the Wisconsin State Crime Lab, were you employed in that capacity in March and April of 2022? Okay. And then
She'd
with
eat you
respect to
too.
Exhibit
She'd cut you up
89,
and eat
does
you.
it indicate who from the lab would have received the items of evidence that were submitted?
It said that I received them.
Okay. And is there also an area to sign and date that?
Yes.
What was the date of that receipt at the Wisconsin State Crime Lab?
March 10th, 2022.
Thank you. And does it indicate in agency, or I guess the Wisconsin State Crime Lab's case number?
Yes, it does.
What is that?
M22636.
And does the receipt indicate how the items were received by the crime lab?
It says they were received in person.
And then does it indicate who submitted them?
Nathan Kolinsky.
Is he with the Green Bay Police Department?
Yes, he is.
All right. And then how many items were received by the Wisconsin State?
Bye. Have a good night.
10 items.
Are those items A through J?
Yes.
All right. Are those items that kind of get designated by the crime lab?
Yes.
All right. And then, so basically, Exhibit 89 is a receipt that the crime lab received these items on that date.
Yes.
Okay. And then I think earlier you also mentioned part of your responsibilities were also releasing evidence. Is that accurate?
Yes.
And
I thought that was the
I guess when
defendant
are
who was
items released
releasing
to the
evidence.
Wisconsin State Crime Lab?
We release the items when the analysts are done testing them.
And I believe in front of you, or sorry, to your left is Exhibit 90. Is that still up there?
Yes.
Do you recognize Exhibit 90?
Yes, I do.
And what is that?
That is an evidence release form.
And does that just indicate that the previously mentioned items A through J were returned to the Green Bay Police Department?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Does it also indicate who released those from those crime lab?
Yes,
And who would that have been?
I released them.
And is there also a signature and date on that?
Yes.
What's the date that they were returned?
April 21st, 2022.
And again, those are documents that you would believe you would prepare based on your signature and time and date?
Yes.
These are good.
Thank
I
you.
like
Move
these.
Exhibits 89 and 90.
Any objection?
No objection, subject to cross.
89 and 90 will be received.
In either document, is there any notation with respect to an irregularity or issue with the state of those items of evidence?
No.
Thank you. I have nothing further.
Cross-examination,
Okay.
Mr. Freilich.
Jar, could I have exhibits 89 and 90?
Go for Big Guy 911 says Crime Lab Mommy gives Dr. Mommy a run for the money. Hot young soul sucker for the win.
You work for the Division of Criminal Investigations, otherwise known as DCI,
Yes, I do.
and that's part of the Wisconsin State Crime Lab.
No, yes.
And
No,
your role is to be the evidence specialist.
At DCI, I'm the evidence program manager. When I was at the crime lab, I was an evidence specialist.
Okay, so you supervise other people?
No, I'm at DCI. I'm in charge of things like audits and scheduling those things and making sure all the evidence rooms are running smoothly.
Okay. Back in March and April of 2022, you were the evidence specialist, is that correct?
Correct.
And that job was to do what? Track evidence and keep it in proper custody?
Yes, we would receive the evidence as it came in. If the analysts needed the evidence, we would release it to them, and then we would release it to the agencies once we were done with the analysis.
Exhibit 89 is here, and it's the receipt of physical evidence. You saw that, correct?
Yes,
You have it up by you?
I do.
So you received items A through J, is that correct?
Correct.
And these items were in sealed manila envelopes, correct?
Some of the items.
And the items that you received were basically buccal swabs or various swabs from different items. Is that fair?
Very swabby.
There's also a pair of sweatpants,
You
but
rec-
everything else is, and a dildo.
Okay. You received all that?
Yes.
Tell me more.
When you get it, when you get this, this evidence, where do you put it?
It depends on the type of evidence that we receive.
Well, I'm talking about this case.
For swabs,
Yeah.
we would put them in the freezer for
Okay.
storage.
Okay.
For the sweatpants, we would put them in our general storage.
Okay. And at the DCI, Department of Justice, you have like a evidence room where you keep things?
At DCI, yes.
Okay. And is it secure?
Yes.
Locked?
Yes.
And are you responsible for who takes items out and who puts items in?
At DCI, it depends on the location. We have multiple DCI offices around the state.
All of the items that we're talking about, were they kept in Madison?
Yes, they were kept at the state crime lab,
Okay.
not at DCI.
Oh, at the state crime lab. Okay. But were you working there at the time?
I was working for the crime lab, yes.
Okay. Can other people have access to these particular items, or is it only analysts?
So the only people that have access to the evidence room are other evidence specialists and supervisors.
Okay.
So an analyst cannot access them.
If an analyst wants to do testing on these items, what do they have to do? Do they have to confer with you and get approval from you?
They have to contact us, and then we will provide them with the evidence.
And is that what happened in this particular case?
Yes.
When an analyst wants to do testing, do they do the testing on one day and then put it back?
Usually, no. That's a better question for the analysts. They tend to keep the evidence until they're completely done with it.
Could they keep it for days on end or not?
Yes, they can.
And so when they go home at night for, after work, where do the items stay?
The analysts have their own secure locations to store the evidence.
When you received these items, do you inspect them to see if
Except for
whether they
peppermint
got,
patty.
damaged in the mail, or if there's any issues with the packaging or labeling or anything like that?
Yes. So we will check the evidence packaging to make sure there's no tears or damage. And then if there are labels on the packaging from the agency, we will make sure it
Pixelated
matches
Apollo.
the
It's
transmittal.
the internet. Everybody's
Have you ever
down bad.
seen
Another
items that
horse this
are
year?
received
I
by
don't
the state crime lab that are damaged?
I've seen damaged packaging before.
When you got these items A through J, were any of the items, the packages damaged?
No, they were not.
Everything was intact?
Yes.
Anything about the items that you received that were cause for concern?
No.
I'm
Sister-
sure
okay,
in your
sorry.
experience, you've seen
Nice to meet you.
labels
by
that
the
are
way.
mismarked and things like that, correct?
Yes,
It happens sometimes, right?
it does.
Did that happen with any of the items that you received with regards to this case?
No, it did not.
And then is it protocol then to fill out this form and identify the item and then describe what it is?
Yes.
Do you fill out this form?
Yes.
And then do you sign it as the recipient?
Yes, I do.
And you received items A through J on what, March 10th of 2022?
Oh, you are a brother.
That
Okay.
was at 11:01 a.m.
Yes.
With regards to Exhibit 90, the evidence disposition -release form, is that a form you prepared?
Yes, it is.
And does this evidence?
I can't wait till we get to
disposition
the
form contain
cannibalism part of this.
all of the same items that are?
There's
on
some
the other-
alleging that there was some
Or
eating
does
of
it
body
contain
of some
more?
of these body parts.
It contains more.
Why are these two forms different? Why do they have different items?
So the evidence receipt
Oh,
form,
shit.
that is all the evidence that was
Hey,
submitted.
brother.
for that.
Hey.
Sorry, I didn't see
The
you there.
evidence release form.
No worries.
All of the evidence has being sent back to the agency, and that includes a DNA packet that the analyst creates, as well as all the extractions from the analysis that they completed.
This Exhibit 90, did you sign this evidence disposition form?
Yes, I did.
Yes, I
you
did.
give it up?
Yes, I did.
And was it dated April 21st or April 22nd of 2022?
So I created it on April 21st, 2022.
And then someone else signed it on April 22nd of 2022?
Yes.
Why is that?
So we returned the evidence through Speedy, which is a courier company. And so Green Bay Police Department would have
Speedy
received
delivery.
it on April 22nd, 2022. And that is their signature.
So after all the testing was done and all these items that the Wisconsin State Crime Lab received, speedy delivery service was used to transport it back to Green Bay to the police department?
Yes.
Interesting. Pippi, long stocking.
I love how this
Why
lawyer
didn't,
only asks
someone
questions he
from
knows the answers to.
State Crime Lab deliver it to the Green Bay Police Department?
It is not our policy to deliver the evidence back to agencies. We either ship it back or they have to come in person and pick it up.
Did you call the Green Bay Police Department to ask them to come and pick up these items once they were done being tested?
No.
Why not? Wouldn't that be something you would do?
Yeah.
Generally, we always ship the evidence back unless it's for an agency that is near the crime lab in Madison, or if it contains a lot of large items, like, for example, like a rifle, which would be much harder to ship back.
Was everything shipped back?
Anti-gun propaganda.
Shipped back to the Green Bay Police Department?
I
on
can't
April
believe Nicole
21st of
Kidman
2022,
went into
or was it a different day?
criminal
It was shipped back on
investigation.
April 21st.
That's a good one.
Man, she aged
And
bad.
Is it true that the Green Bay Police Department received these items the next day on April 22nd of 2022?
That's what they wrote on the form.
A day later.
Yes.
So we don't know where this
day
stuff was
later.
sitting for a whole day, do we? Thank you. Nothing further.
Redirect?
No.
Thank you. You can step down.
Cool.
Oh my gosh. This court has a lot of fucking white noise.
That might be me. I'm in Germany.
Why would you be in Germany?
Why?
Yeah, why are you in Germany? What are you doing out there?
I'm doing a motorcycle trip through Eastern Europe. I'm in Dresden.
Do you bring your own motorcycle or do you rent one there in Europe?
I rent one here, but it's pretty easy to find German motorcycles in Germany, so it wasn't that hard.
No, I was just curious, like, because it seems really annoying to bring a motorcycle overseas.
It's horrifically difficult to ship a motorcycle from America to Europe. I
You should
tried
just
for 2 years.
Ride it across the ocean. Okay, who we calling here, Judge? How you been, man? It's been forever.
I know. I feel like we're not even friends anymore. We have to meet all over again.
We have to have a fight now.
It's been Vegas. Vegas, I think.
Yeah, it's been then. Oh, by the way, you are fully invited to Nashville, September 16th. I'll get you all the details.
All right.
If it's
Thanks.
if it's something
I don't think I'm going to be able to make that anime tapioca, whatever.
Yeah.
that is.
No, September will be way more fun.
Ooh, you have a brown.
But yeah, I'll send
I
you all the
introduced
details.
you as AJ. Is that a preferred nickname you go by?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but your proper name is Alexander.
Yes.
Okay. So is it okay if I call you AJ?
That's fine.
All right.
My
So
preferred
AJ,
pronoun is the great.
How old are you?
25.
Do you live in the Green Bay area?
Yes.
Did you grow up here as well?
Yes.
Did you go to high school and middle school here?
Yes.
So many jokes.
AJ, do you know somebody by the name of Shad Therian?
Yes.
And how do you know Shad?
I've known him since middle school.
And what middle school did you go to school with him at?
I think I saw him before.
Yeah, this is
Did you and Shad ever kiss?
lady's name is Taylor Schabusiness.
Baby.
Look it
Middle
up.
school? And
Nate
throughout,
Rates, welcome to Paralegal.
schooling, and I guess
She
now-
chopped him up, cut his head off, cut his legs off.
Well, after about maybe it was the first year I moved into my apartment. was when I started really connecting.
Like the title of
with
his stream,
a lot of people
Schabusiness.
from that I ran into or talked with.
Anyone thinking I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6? Keep in mind, this
reacquainting
could be
period, I
one of the
guess.
12.
Yeah.
AJ, do you also know somebody named Taylor Coronado or Schabusiness?
Yes.
And how do you know
Oh, she does.
her?
Since middle school.
Similar
How
to
do you
Shad.
know her? Is not when did you meet
Well,
her?
what used to be
Friend of
Coronado?
Taylor as well?
She wasn't born Schabusiness.
Sorry, is that a yes?
Yes.
Sorry. So AJ, I want to ask you about.
He's the third contributor of DNA
February
on the
21st
dildo,
of
probably.
2022. It was a Monday. Do you
Is it
recall
true
the
they
date
never
I'm
did
talking
it? They
about?
never did a taste test on that dildo. Is that true?
Yes. Okay. I don't know when like this happened, but
Well, they couldn't let it near the one that one chunky
so
cop.
do
He
you
would
recall
have
a day
eaten
where
it.
you were, I guess, hanging out with Shad and Taylor?
Okay, I didn't. You were saying like the date, but I didn't. Sure. In that context.
You're wondering if the trials of technicality, since she admitted
So
to
I
it
wanna ask you
already.
then,
No, reason of
At
insanity.
some point, did you become aware
That's the whole
that
point.
Shad had passed?
The state still has to prove that
It
she
was
did it.
only.
You can't just
af-
say I
it was
did
only
something and
after,
get convicted. They
when
have to have
the
a
day
sufficient
I-
factual foundation for
before
it
I was
anyway.
heading out to vacation to see my parents, my dad specifically.
And was that in February of 22?
No, it was like a week after. I think it was. So it was in February. No,
Maybe it was consensual.
I had vacation in June, but I don't remember. I'm sorry.
What a great witness.
I have like a lot of like mental problems. It's like hard to like keep it constant catalog.
Why would
So,
yes? Thank
Are you
you.
referring to when you learned that Shad had passed?
What a
All I knew was
fucking
it was
hell.
like a week.
Sorry, I got lots of mental problems. This is our star witness, folks.
After like something like that. I don't know for sure. All I knew was basically the day after, a couple days after, I was going to the Eastman apartment.
It's okay if I drink on the stream, right?
Yeah.
And ironically, the same day that I went there, the police were knocking on my door specifically to try and get into reach for me with the situation.
Knock, knock,
They
knocking
only-
on
the only
tech
thing that I knew at the time
support.
was basically
They held up a bucket. You know this
they
guy?
asked if I knew the whereabouts of Shad and Taylor. So
It
like,
wasn't a
that's, like,
lineup or a show
that's,
up. It
like,
was
the
a bucket up.
closest thing I can remember. It's just
Sure. And I know we're talking about something a long time ago, and dates may be a little fuzzy. Is that fair?
yeah, it's just sure you don't.
So that time you were talking about where law enforcement was asking you some questions, do you remember telling them about a time you were hanging out with Shad and Taylor?
Yes.
Can you
The
tell-
night of.
Can you tell us about that?
Yes. I was drinking a little bit belligerently. So the only
Belligerently?
time that I looked at like the clock was like
Belligerently?
my apartment.
Terrible
So
witness. He
it
has
was,
mental problems and admits he was
after
drinking
10:30,
belligerently
around that time frame.
for the events he was witnessing.
never heard
And
of
he
drinking
only looked at the clock when he was maximum intoxicated.
I just decided to stop dissociating a lot.
I looked at the clock just before I hit the floor.
Who?
For not talking to a whole lot
is
of
that?
friends that I used to talk to, like Taylor and Chad. So I just hit up Taylor randomly. I was like, "Hey, like, what's up?"
Just hit her up,
Hang out.
huh?
And then
Want to hang out? Got a dildo and another guy.
basically, I went over to the apartment.
Meth.
And when specifically when I got there, we were just chilling, chopping it up, like how we always do.
Waving dildos around, like
And,
men do.
Basically,
What do you do with your bros?
I was like, Taylor was.
Oh,
Not really
oh my
doing
God.
anything.
You want to hang out with Shad? She was asking.
Look, she's
me,
laughing. That's a great look for the
hang out
jury.
with Shad, to bring him over.
Dying.
So
She's like, I can't
when
believe
you
he's
said
hanging out
you
with
were
this
at the
fucking
apartment,
idiot.
Which apartment is this?
The Eastman, the Meadowview East apartments.
Okay. Is that kind of where you thought Taylor was staying, or whose apartment was it?
It was It was the same apartments that I lived there. So it was like,
Sir, could you avoid
I'm
coming to
sorry,
the
but-
court on
Sure,
marijuana?
so the apartment is on Eastman that you're talking about?
yeah,
Okay, and I'm sorry, I interrupted. You were with Taylor, and then she brought up hanging out with Shad.
Yeah.
Did you meet up with Shad that night?
yes, I did.
The whole cross-examination
where
should
were
be,
you
sir, do you know what year it
hanging
is?
out with Shad
We picked him up.
Oh, this is gonna be cool to
went
watch
back
this
to the
cross on this
apartments,
guy.
and was just chopping it up.
Did you
Is
vote
that
for
the same
Obama in
apartment you were just
2020?
talking about?
Yes.
All right. And I want to date myself. Chopping it up. What does that mean?
Oh, it's just like kicking it, talking about whatever.
In this case, it means
small
something
talk
different,
or
homie.
Anything.
Chopping it up.
Just kind of having conversation.
Your man Shad is
See you later,
in
no name coder.
business.
Hey,
Chill
thanks for the
atmosphere.
lives today, man. That's been
Yeah,
great.
Well, you know, it means putting
No-
heads
no
in
major,
buckets, that kind of
issues
thing.
or anything
Stay on
that
top of
stick
that
out to you?
shit, man.
I never saw one thing that.
How kind of Shad was acting normal.
Yes, he was.
Taylor was acting normal.
Yes.
And you said this was about 10 o'clock, 10:30 at night?
This was when I went to the apartment, like around that time frame.
Did Taylor
and
ever
this is
offer you
still at
head?
The apartment on Eastman?
Just Shad's.
Yes.
Okay. And then at some point, do you leave that
In a bucket.
apartment?
I left. I did leave.
I did leave.
Left,
I'm not still there.
Getting
By the way,
headed
this
would
guy's
be
a graduate of
regardless
Harvard
of
Medical
hours.
School.
It was like 1, 2.
The Asian
I
guy
don't know
didn't
for
get
sure,
in, but he
like I said,
graduated.
I only looked at the time before I left the apartment, and I was a little drunk. So
But at some point, you left the apartment. Were Shad and Taylor still at the apartment when you left?
from when I saw it, I don't know, but that's yes, from when I saw it.
And then after that
I
point,
don't know, yes.
had you
Jesus.
ever seen Shad again?
What?
After that point, after you left that apartment, had you ever seen Shad again?
No.
Well,
ironically, I
here and
did,
there.
the day after, or like
Well, I saw the pictures of him in court, though.
the first week into the situation, and I call him, I message him about a song that he posted on his Facebook, which was like some it was like some rap song.
I'm falling to
I just, like,
pieces.
randomly.
Imagine, Nick, if
Send
someone
him a
put your
message
head in a
that day, it's like,
bucket, and these were the
so-
witnesses
and
the
I was
state
like,
brought
feeling a
to
little-
prosecute
when
the
I-
guy
when I
who did
don't
that,
have people
or the
talking
gal
to
who
me a
did
whole
that.
lot, I get a little anxious, and now
This
I'm like,
is
hey, what's up? Like, I'm a little concerned immediately. But like, I
He was a
didn't.
little concerned.
I didn't realize until after I talked. My friend mentioned to me specifically about what happened.
And I'm sorry, I'm jumping around on you here. I want to go back to when it was you and Taylor, and you went to go pick up Shad. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. How did you pick up Shad?
with our hands.
How
In a
did you and
bucket.
Taylor go and pick him up?
Okay. Well, we took a minivan.
Who drove?
Taylor.
Do you know whose minivan that was?
No.
Was it a minivan that was at that apartment that you were at?
Yes.
And you went to Shad's house to pick him up?
Yes.
You know, this is kind of like Woody Harrelson in blackface.
I have nothing further. Thank you.
Mr. Furlick, do you have any questions?
Why
Yes, I
did you
do.
even have that witness?
Mr. Gannon, good afternoon.
I just have to pay my bills here, sir. So some
You
pro forma questions.
knew
Have you ever had sex with my
Taylor and
client?
Shad since middle school.
How many times have you had sex with my
And
client?
You went to school at Bayview Middle School? Yes.
Yes.
And then did you go to high school together as well?
A little bit until the freshman year.
Okay. Did you go
I went
high-
to 3 different high schools in my freshman year.
Okay.
I can't believe it.
Bouncing all that.
That's okay. Did you go to high school with Taylor Schabusiness
Yes.
at Bayport?
Yes.
And you kind of knew her pretty well, correct?
Yes. Enough
Biblically.
to associate with her.
You were friends with her?
Yeah, to associate and be friends with. Yes.
I called her queen.
Was it your understanding that at least in high school, Shad Therian and Taylor
I made
Schabusiness
friendship
kind of were
bracelets for
boyfriend and
her.
Girlfriend, they dated a little bit.
Yes.
She was my
I
pimp,
don't-
actually.
I don't know how the connection between them but it seemed like at the time after the breakup with Corey, it seems like
What's the level beyond friend zone? Is it nerd zone? Is it like
I wish
the
Jules-
Pluto
No, it's the
orbit?
driver
That's what, like,
zone.
whenever I see Shad,
You
more
drive me
times
and my
over,
girlfriend around, bitch.
especially when he's like chilling, I see Taylor or a couple other friends in that circle in there.
Okay.
They're pretty cool people.
Sure. Did you sometimes go over to Shad Therian's mother's house, Tara Pakinich on Stony Brook Lane?
Yeah, the year that I moved out, I visited a couple times, at least a handful of times.
Okay. Would you go over there to maybe eat or play video games and watch TV?
We wouldn't do a whole lot, but I just came. Typically, I was like the runt that would just be chilling with the whole pack.
Of course you were.
basically.
Yeah, we know, dude.
You know what I'm saying? So
You just kind of hang out with the group?
yeah, just hanging out with the group.
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
Would you sometimes go over to Shad's father's house, Michael Therian's house?
Yes.
Okay. And was it such that Shad Therian, he lived with his father, Michael Therian?
At the time that I heard of, yes.
So you had been to Shad's father's house and Shad's mother's house, correct? And fair to say that you'd been over to the apartment on Eastman Avenue where Taylor Schabusiness was living, correct?
Yes. Yes.
And sir, you'd go over to that residence to kind of chill or hang out, listen to music, watch TV, whatever, correct?
Yeah.
You had Taylor's phone number?
I had her Facebook.
Okay. And
Oh, he didn't even have her phone number.
His phone number, Facebook information.
Whoa, this guy
Yeah, I had
sucks.
his Facebook at the time too.
Fair to say that all three of you, yourself, Mr. Gannon, Taylor Schabusiness, and Shad Therian, you all had each other's contact information, correct?
Yes, but after a rough
I'm gonna be cutting this one up pretty soon too. Shit that I gotta do.
started dissociating.
I'm going over to the other plant.
I do that a lot for the past 10, 20 years. I just
No kidding.
So if there's like a sort of discrepancy, I just cut you off. It's like block you or whatever.
What a
And
boss.
That's the reason why the day before that situation with the murder, I hate Taylor because I just wanted to associate again.
Okay. Now, Taylor Schabusiness has a father. Do you know her dad?
Yes.
Okay. His name is Arturo Coronado. Is that correct?
Yes.
Had you been over to Arturo Coronado's house?
Yes.
And was that with Taylor?
It was not the. This was maybe a year or so before.
Well, he was offering free candy, so I mean, who wouldn't go?
There's been very few times since I've
Downfall of many weirdos.
But had you been over to Art's house with Taylor in the past?
Yes, I have.
So you kind of knew Taylor pretty well, fair?
Yeah.
Okay. And you knew Shad very well, correct?
Yeah.
Was it such that there were times when maybe you'd be hanging out with Taylor and Shad where they would be using marijuana together?
Prior
Yes,
acts aren't relevant.
Wait. No.
Stop.
Your Honor, I'll withdraw.
Thank you.
Questions withdrawn. Okay, ask another
There
question.
we go.
Did you see Taylor Schabusiness on February 23rd of 2022?
February 23rd?
Yes.
No.
How about
I like
day
the one with
before,
like a
February
2 and a
22nd
3.
of 2022?
No.
You
How
saw
does
her
this
on
guy
February
know?
21st of 2022, correct? That was a Monday?
I don't know what day that was.
Okay.
That's just a little bit too out of my polymath. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine. But you did all hang out together.
Out of my what?
And you drove over to Michael Therian's house. Is that your testimony?
And people doubt that women are the cause of chaos, but this chick is a solid 2.5.
How
and she
dare
ended up
you,
with a head in a
sir?
bucket.
I don't.
She's at least an 8 without makeup.
I don't know.
Okay, you're not good with dates.
You got to add 7 points
I'm
for the
better
crazy
with dates,
Bronco.
just not like
I'll give her a flexible 3.
recently up for like the past 5, 10.
I don't think this guy needs
Okay,
to worry about
so
being a
that's fine.
polymath at all.
So-
actually,
When prior to you being told that Shad Therian was deceased, the days before you were told that, you were hanging out with Shad and Taylor, correct?
Yes.
All right.
And did you notice anything odd about Taylor as far as her mannerisms, her eyes, her speech, anything like that?
No.
Did you,
polymath.
have any feelings that she was acting weird when you had contact with her? Bizarre.
No.
Had there been occasions where you've seen her and you felt that she was acting very odd or
Object,
unusual?
Judge. Relevance.
Well, I think it goes to his observations of my client, Your Honor.
Well, then you need to narrow down with it for a time.
Well, if we're
frame.
going to talk about his observations of your client, we should probably talk about his secret stash of photos with a telephoto lens.
Okay, sure. In
His collection of
Mr.
hair.
Ganna, in the week before you had contact with the police where you talked to the officer, had you you saw Taylor Schabusiness at that period of time? Is that fair?
Yes.
And did you?
I can never
when
get
you
over
saw
the whole
her,
Taylor Schabusiness
Was it just
thing.
one time or was it
They
several?
showed her when she
It
got
was only
arrested.
one
And she's
time.
Members of the public are prohibited from recording inside here. If you're going to leave,
Can you calm down and
I'm
de-escalate?
very calm.
For what? A warrant to search my property?
Warrant?
Yeah, do you
What
have
does that sign say? Reasonable suspicion to believe that you are recording right now. It's a
It's addictive.
crime to be filming inside of
Wrong.
a police station.
Wrong.
It is.
He just told you that it wasn't.
Right there.
He just told you. The lieutenant just said that it wasn't.
Here it is.
That sign is not a law. It's not.
It's the one that's building.
Are you recording him?
Yeah, I'm taking pictures and
No,
video
you
for
can't-
my
you can't just,
safety.
You know, no, you have to shut that off. It says right here, members, they're supposed to record it. So if you have to record, you have to step out.
This is 100% public. This is a public lobby. This is a public lobby. I'm going to ask you to de-escalate a little
You need
bit.
to go
I'm going to
outside.
ask you
You
to
need to step
de-escalate.
outside because then it's handcuffs afterwards. So step out.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't. Hey, get off of me. Get off of me. Get off of me. I'm going into my building. Yeah, we pay for this building. That's right. We do pay for this building. I'm getting. Don't push me. Yo, what are you doing? Yeah. What are you pushing me for? What are you pushing?
Put your hands behind your back.
Look at the law.
All right, so put your hands behind your back. All right, so put your hands behind your back.
You were looking for this. I was looking for what? This interaction. I was looking for you to take away my freedom. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you can say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
This policy is illegal. It violates the First Amendment. It violates the New York
Latino
State Right
justice.
to Record Act. It violates the Municipal Right to Record Act. And as for the NYPD, we will see you in court. Good afternoon. My name is Andrew Case. I'm supervising attorney at Latino Justice Perldeff. With me is Catherine Von Holt, our summer associate from Latino Justice Perldeff, Jacob Uriel of the Uriel Criminal Defense Group, Sean Paul Reyes, the Long Island Audit, and representatives from Kick Rocks Media. That today we are gathered in a park named for Thomas Paine, the first person to make a full-throated argument in favor of American independence and the freedoms that would eventually become enshrined in our Bill of Rights. We are here to celebrate that Bill of Rights and to celebrate a fierce and brave advocate for the First Amendment, Sean Paul Reyes, also known as Long Island Audit. We are here to celebrate the First Amendment. We are here to peaceably assemble in Thomas Paine Park. We celebrate Sean Paul Reyes's right as a member of the press to record public officials in their public duties. But most of all today, we celebrate our First Amendment right to petition the government for redress of grievances, because Sean has been aggrieved, and this morning we petitioned for redress. As many of you know, Sean was arrested in April in the 61st precinct while waiting in line to obtain a complaint form. He was arrested because while waiting in that line, he was exercising his First Amendment right to record public officials in their public duties. He was arrested because the New York Police Department has a policy allowing its officers to arrest people if they are recording in public precinct lobbies. They have written the policy into the administrative guide, and signs in every precinct forbid the public from recording there. But this policy is illegal. It violates the First Amendment. It violates the New York State Right to Record Act. It violates the Municipal Right to Record Act. And if that isn't enough, it violates the New York City Citywide Administrative Procedure Act. The city has long known that this policy is illegal, and it has done nothing to rein in the NYPD. The NYPD says it needs this policy to protect the identity of those waiting in line in a precinct's public lobby. But precincts have plenty of private space. Sensitive witnesses do not come in through the front door and wait for a detective before a crowd of strangers. In truth, the NYPD bars recording in precincts so that it can control what video comes out of precincts. In 2018 and 2019, the NYPD provided over 14,000 instances of body-worn camera video to district attorneys' offices in order to prosecute New Yorkers. But it only provided 212 videos to the CCRB in 2020 to investigate misconduct against police officers. The NYPD has failed to meet its obligations to provide body-worn camera to investigative agencies, and so individuals like Mr. Reyes must protect everyone's rights by recording officers. In 2021, Latino Justice identified 181 officers who had lied to the CCRB during their interviews. Many of these lies were only found out because of a video or audio recording by a civilian, not the officer's body-worn camera. And some of these encounters took place in police precincts. If police bar you from recording them, you have no means to hold them accountable. We filed this lawsuit for accountability, for change, and to protect the First Amendment. We seek no damages, only an injunction against this unlawful policy. I would like to introduce Jacob Ariel of the Uriel Criminal Defense Group, who will introduce Jean-Paul Reyes.
Thank you. So again, I'm Jacob Uriel, and I'm Sean's criminal defense lawyer on the criminal case. Obviously, with an open criminal case, there's only so much I could say. But what I will tell you is that Sean and I have every intention of fighting that case to the end. And whether that means the DA drops it, or it means that a judge dismisses it, or it means that the people, and Sean wears the "We the People" hat, are gonna, have a jury verdict. We're gonna take it to the end, and we're gonna make sure that Sean gets his day in court. And I'm confident that the people will hold Sean not accountable for any kind of crime, because there is no crime that was occurred here. There's a crime that was essentially created as an end run around New York statutes. And I think that's going to come out in court. Thank you. Sorry, let me introduce my client, Sean-Paul Reyes, Long Island Audit.
Hello, everyone. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I want to thank, first and foremost, my attorneys. They're doing an amazing job on the federal side and the state side with the criminal charges and the federal lawsuit. As my attorney stated, we're not seeking any damages here. We are trying to right a wrong that has been perpetrated on me by the NYPD. This is not just about my rights. This is not about the individual. This is about we the people's rights. I appreciate each and every one of you watching who support my channel from not only across this great country of ours, but across the world. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming here to support me here today. I truly appreciate that. I promise you, I will do everything in my power to hold the NYPD accountable. As my attorney stated, they did a great job explaining everything, but I was recording for transparency and accountability purposes to exercise my First Amendment right. For 3 years now, the NYPD has been running amok, doing what they want, violating our federal rights, state rights, and municipal rights under the Municipal Law Right to Record Act. We need to do better. The police department in NYPD has no legal justification for this policy. They are weaponizing the criminal statute for criminal trespass in order to take my freedom away. They are not only doing that, they are conspiring with each other in order to to keep me in jail longer and deny my right to a desk appearance ticket by applying for an order of protection. When, as a police officer, a uniformed police officer armed apply for an order of protection against the cameraman. I have never perpetrated violence against any law enforcement officer. I never would. I am a peaceful, independent journalist who is looking out for the rights of we the people. And I promise each and every one of you watching in here today that we will do everything that is everything in our power to stand up for our First Amendment rights. So I appreciate all of you. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Take care. God bless. Stay safe. I'll see you in the next one. Long Island Audit. Peace.
Thank you, Sean.
Unless they didn't know it, or they do. Oh,
I just want
you
to
don't have
close
time for
today
that.
by saying, while it will be great to protect an individual's right to record the police officers in a police precinct, no one can be everywhere all at once. What we really need is full, unfettered access to the recordings that are already being made by the NYPD on officers' body-worn camera video and precinct footage. There are bills before the City Council that would help with that. Intro 938 would provide the CCRB with direct access to body-worn camera footage so that investigators could hold officers accountable without stonewalling from the NYPD over evidence. And Intro 585 would require the NYPD to provide body-worn camera footage to the Inspector General at the Department of Investigations so they could use the footage to investigate policies and practices. I will urge anyone listening to reach out to your New York City Council member and ask them to support these two bills. And as for the NYPD, we will see you in court. Thank you. So there we go. We did not get a
Thank
summons.
you.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you.
I'm not going to go serve them
Thank
today,
you.
but we will serve them when we do.
We will serve them
We're all
soon.
filed, and we're going to file the PI, and I'll let you know it'll be 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. We'll have a hearing, and then we'll do this again and walk inside.
Everybody watching, I want to make sure that you understand that it is very important and it's vital. Like I always say in all my videos, to petition your government for redress, make your voice heard. This is not about just filming in lobbies. It's about transparency and accountability within our government. Like I say in every video, it's very important. We need to come together. Together, we the people, united are strong. We've affected change across this country, and we'll continue to do so. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. All the information will be in the description of this video below. Thank you so much.
All right, Sean. Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you. Thank you. It was nice meeting you. Nice meeting you. Thank
All right. We are going to kill this plane. We're almost 3.5 hours. I guess shit I gotta do. I see you, Matt. Let's do this though. Pick me up. Nice.
oink oink. Oink 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 oink, I'm the best piggy. Oink 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 oink, best piggy in the town. Oink 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 oink, piggy piggy. Oink 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 oink, I'm a pig. Oink 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 oink, I'm the best piggy. Oink 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 oink, best piggy in the town. Oink 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 oink, piggy piggy. Oink 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 oink, I'm a pig. Can I get piggies in the chat? Piggies in the chat. I'm the best piggy. Piggy in the chat. Can I get some oink oink oink? Oink oink, mother truckers. Oink 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 oink. Oink 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 oink. I'm the best piggy. Oink 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 oink. Best piggy in the town. Oink 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 oink. Piggy piggy. Oink 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 oink. I'm a pig. Oink 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 oink, I'm the best piggy. Oink 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 oink, best piggy in the town. Oink 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 oink,